asked him to do that because
of what went on following the death of Mayor Daley in the 8 and 9 newspapers. He's editor and publisher. Tonight we're going to concentrate on the search for a black mayoral candidate. Our is the chairman of the steering committee. Work at Roosevelt and at the Chicago-Kent College of Law. He's editor and publisher of the citizen newspapers, the Chatham Citizen and the South End Citizen, and of Chicago Weekend, which has citywide distribution. Gus Savage has been active in politics for a long time. He ran for alderman unsuccessfully on 2 different occasions, and he also had a stab at running in some Democratic primaries, I believe, in the 3rd Congressional District in 1968 and 1970. He was active in the Chicago League of Negro Voters back in the late 1950s and was chairman in 1963 of a group called Protest at the Polls. Mr. Savage, I'd like your perception of what went on following the death of Mayor Daley and what did happen to Wilson Frost and his attempts to be acting mayor.
Well, I can only say from firsthand information, of course, that we confronted him the day before the city council meeting at which Michael Belandic was elected acting mayor. When I say we, I mean some community spokesmen and myself. And asked him, would he stand for mayor? And he said yes. And we asked him, would he stand, even if he did not have the votes, would he stand there and have those who would vote for him as a matter of record? And he said yes. And we asked him to do that because we would stand with him. And of course, the next day, he refused to permit his name to be entered in nomination.
Do you feel that he broke a promise or a pledge?
It's not a question of feeling, he did.
Why do you think he did?
Well, I can't answer that. He said publicly, and I presume that's the reason, that he did not have enough votes. In other words, in my estimation, he was denied the post, as he had been denied the post of interim mayor from the time that the mayor died until the time of the city council election. He was denied, I think, because of his race. I think he was unable to get the necessary 25 votes to be elected acting mayor by the city council subsequently, again, because of race.
Somebody said that what he should have done was have gone before the television cameras the day after Mayor Daley died and said, my fellow citizens, as your acting mayor, know that this government will continue to function and everything is all right, and just kind of assume the mantle of leadership as opposed to retreating.
You know, well, he attempted that at one point, as you know, and later, again, before the city council met, he said exactly that in the city council chambers, and it made no difference. They would not permit him to take over the 5th floor office. It was as though they had a Gestapo. They just took it over and kept him out. They would have done that no matter when he had made such a pronouncement. In other words, I think you're zeroing in on the wrong person as the problem. Wilson Frost is not the problem. He's the victim. The victimizers are the Roman Prusinskis, the Ed Vrdoliaks, the Michael Belandics, and the other political leaders of this city.
What do you mean victimizers? What do you mean by that?
Well,
just because they don't support, just because they don't support perhaps a person that you support?
No, that would not be an objection. As we indicated, we did not believe that Wilson Frost should be mayor or acting mayor because of his race. We simply submit that if he had not been black, it would never have been a problem.
Let me ask you this.
In other words, I'm saying I think that racism is the problem, not Wilson Frost, and the perpetrators of racism are the political leaders of this city.
What basis of racism is it? Is it I don't like your color, or it's you represent people that are against the interest of Poles or against the interests of other ethnic groups? What's the nature of the racism?
No, I don't think that, you know, there's that also, but that's not what really concerns me.
Because some people say it's power politics.
Yeah, that's what I say, but that
racism.
wouldn't bother me. What you thought of me, say, as an individual would mean nothing as long as you could not execute your feelings. That is, as long as you're not hiring me, or if I were hiring you, then it wouldn't matter how you felt. You know, if you hated my guts and I did the hiring in the police department, you and I wouldn't have any problem, I don't think, if you needed a job. The same thing would be true if I had a fair share of the power of hiring and promotion in the fire department and you needed a job or you needed a promotion. We really wouldn't have a problem. You would keep your feelings to yourself where they belong. The problem becomes when you have the power to determine my fate and you exercise that power in a racially unfair manner, as the courts have held is being done in both the police department in this city and the fire department in this city and the schools of this city and so forth and so on, in the public housing of this city.
But it's suggested that in terms of the mayor's race, it's not just a matter of race. I mean, you know, maybe there's racism there, but that it's a lot more. Not only is the candidate that perhaps you'll support or that you're trying to find going to have tough sledding, but Eddie Verdoliak is having tough sledding. A Bill Singer on the independent side will have it tough. Roman Paczynski will have it tough. And that what it is, it's the old 11th Ward gang. It's the old Irish Democratic daily succession group that wants to hold the power. And the fact that you're black or you're Polish or whatever, that's the real power struggle, not black and white. What do you say with that?
In the city council, of course, the majority of aldermen are not Irish, and only one is from the 11th Ward. And presuming that Wilson Frost would have received the votes of the 13 black members of that council, as was indicated at one point in that struggle, he only needed 12 white votes. So he could have given up all the Irish votes and certainly the one vote out of the 11th Ward, and that still would not, and then his problem would have been solved. So it goes beyond that, certainly.
So that comes back, then, would you say, to racism?
Yes, and I think that, and this is what we're trying to do. See, we are trying to appeal over the heads of the political leaders of this city. We consider that their act in denying Wilson Frost the post of mayor was a racist act that the people of this city need to reverse. Now, the only way to reverse that act, of course, would be if we provided the people of this city with an opportunity to vote for the best candidate, though he happened to be black, so that the people would have an opportunity to make the statement that whatever the political leaders may think, we do not wish to deny a person any post in life because of his race.
Gus Savage, I'm sure by now some viewers are saying, who is Gus Savage and who is we that he keeps talking about, this self-appointed steering committee? Would you discuss who your group is and who you are politically?
Well, in a situation such as occurred, it was kind of an ad hoc development as a consequence of a kind of spontaneous reaction coming out of the black community against racism. And out of that, many community spokesmen began to gather and try to, in some way, register their objections.
When did you start?
Well, I was first in City Hall the day after the mayor died. And there I ran into other community leaders. I ran into Bob Lucas of Cocoa and others, and they too were there concerned, say, can't we do something? And
I mean, did you get up one morning and say to yourself, did you get up the morning after the mayor died and said, Gus, you have a leadership responsibility. Forget about the papers for a few hours. You've got to go out here and organize something.
No.
How did that work?
Well, I got up in the morning as soon as I became an adult, which was a few years before the mayor died, and said to myself that, sure, I have a responsibility to give something back to society. If I live in a brick building and I don't know how to lay brick, I can turn a switch and the lights come on, and I don't know anything about electricity. I drive an automobile and I'm not a mechanic. Then I must have benefited from being a part of a society in which other people's skills have helped me, and I certainly owe something in return to that society. In fact, as I've indicated, even in this particular struggle, that one of the problems, and I think perhaps the basic problem in Chicago in this arena, is that we do not permit authority and responsibility to go together. That is that all citizens should equally fulfill their civic responsibilities. I try my best to do mine, which is a part of what I'm doing now. But to do that, people, different minorities that make up this city, must have equal authority. For instance, you know, if my streets where I live are dirtier than the streets where you may live, but you have twice the authority to clean up the streets than I have, then I really shouldn't be condemned if my streets are only half as clean as yours. You should be condemned for withholding from me my fair share of the authority. I should be condemned only if I don't try to struggle to gain that fair share, and that's what I'm about. The question of happening to be in a leading position in this particular struggle is completely accidental. Matters not who led or who leads. You know, it really what matters is that the course is followed and that the wrong is corrected.
You talk about meeting with various elements, leaders and others of the black community. Yeah. Is there really such a thing in the city of Chicago as the black community, or is it the black communities?
No, the black communities. And incidentally,
and I asked that question because I don't think it's just a matter of semantics. I think that it may have a real political reality.
I'll give an example. We're not the only grouping that is interested in this wrong being corrected. There are other groupings. It happens that we don't have organizational unity, and it's unnecessary, what I'm trying to say. There are other groupings pushing in the same direction, but we do have unity of purpose, and as a consequence, there have been no substantial conflicts.
And would you tell us, once again, what that purpose is?
To provide the citizenry of this city, black and white, an opportunity to reject racism in politics. And the only way that it can be done, just as if a person were denied admission, say, to a university because of his or her race, and they would not let any students in if they...
For the black people, 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 for the black people.
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show on a Friday the 16th, man. It's been a week, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. This week kind of flew by. Kind of zapped on by, and it is now Friday, and it's time for the weekend. Just got paid yesterday. It's the 16th, which means the 15th
Man, I made it through payroll. I didn't get no attitude yesterday. Just did it all in the morning before I even got started. I said, let me just not even get my day started. And it is now the 16th, and we are going into Friday. I was outside last night a little bit, so I got some reporting to do on that. I want to welcome it's y'all make it to work home and back home and work safely. We got to stay up out of downtown, man. It is Mexican Independence Weekend, so I'm going to stay on the outskirts of the city. I'm going to just chill on out. But in the meantime, let me do this. Let me say what's up to my girl in the building, Miss Ruthie Moore. How you got is that your spring warm? You got your spring warm. You got your pink warm on today. You got like the spring. What's that? Your spring North Face.
This is my Maze is gonna turn the air on.
I'm not gonna turn the air on because it's
not yet.
No, I've been working on trying not to get heated. So I've been trying to keep my. You see, I don't even wake up. Like I say I'm through hollering. Now probably by 6:30, I probably my coffee will be kicking in. But no, I'm not trying to turn the heat up. It's the weather's changing. Right, I'm giving you the seasons change. I'm gonna have to pull that song up. Seasons change. You remember Seasons Change by the Jets?
The Jetsons, George and them.
The Jets. Oh Lord, you know what? You don't remember Seasons?
Elroy.
You know what? See, now I'm gonna tell y'all. Oh, it wasn't the Jets. It was Expose. Y'all remember them? Do you remember Expose? Seasons change. That's all right. We're going to be playing all the good stuff because we got music licensing. So we playing videos and everything. I got a song today that it's going to be, what's my man? What's my man from Houston? Back then they didn't know me. What's that?
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Who?
I'm about to Mike Joneses today. I got a song. One of my videos today is gonna be Mike Jones.
What song? Tipping.
Back then they didn't know me, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do the Mike Jones because I'm gonna have to. It's like the Mike Jones song go both ways, right? Like it be going both ways. So I'm gonna use that today. I got so much. I got so much to talk. Ruthie, some days I just wish I could turn it off. Like I feel like I'm in one of those movies where it's like I can almost feel what people are saying and thinking and all type of stuff, and I can see the stress on people's face when I come into a place. It'd be like, damn, what am I gonna do?
Uh-oh.
It's like I be getting the pre combo. Like, okay, now don't be doing that black stuff.
That's what you gotta do before you go in the store. You gotta let them know don't touch nothing.
My damn stove. Tell me I can't touch nothing in my damn stove. This is the problem. It's like we all visiting the stove. None of us own the stove, but you telling me I can't touch nothing.
Now everybody gotta have an overseer.
Ruthie, I can't be overseen. Maze. Anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna start doing live. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna start doing reels on Maze Jackson experiences. I'm gonna be multi-million. I'm gonna have millions of views when I start doing my reels on the Maze Jackson experiences. And it is so amazing to me. White people's response to me and Latinos people's response to me compared to black people's response to me. It's just unreal. Yesterday was Hispanic Heritage Month, the launch of Hispanic Heritage Month, right?
Yes.
What? Okay, I don't like how you said that.
No, I mean yes.
I think
it's on my calendar.
It's on your calendar. Did you put it or did Google do it?
Google did it.
Okay, see, I ain't even tripping. It was funny.
It's on yours too.
You know better.
Did you do it or did Google
first of all,
do it?
it's not on my calendar. Google don't play with I woke up, don't play with me.
Yeah, sometimes
Google be like, don't play with
Google
me.
be adding holidays. Like, I don't even know what I have to look this
I
one
saw
up.
it was National Video Game Day the other day on YouTube.
I feel like I need to have to opt in. I'm gonna have to opt out of these holidays.
Man, they be putting up all type of stuff. Ruthie JB said she ain't gonna get her t-shirt or her hoodie. Remember?
I'm thinking you talking about JB Pritzker. Okay.
No, we ain't got damn
That's what I
shirt.
was finna say.
First of all, we ain't got damn shirt to fit JB Pritzker.
Wait a minute. If you got some money though, right?
Then we get the JB Pritzker. JB, it is $1 million per X. That'll be 75 X's. 75 million, please.
Okay, and he'll pull out his Crown Royal bag.
Right.
And
exactly. It win-win, babe. Win-win. JB, it's $1 million per X. I'm looking at you, give about 75 million. Man. And I'm telling you, that'll be the best What's in it for the Black People billboard. Ever. Like, for real. I mean, it'd be like a mobile billboard. Like, honestly. Anyway. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Ruthie Moore said, I ain't studying y'all today.
It's Friday.
Right. She like, I got 2 hours and 2 hours and 37 minutes for y'all. I'm through with y'all. I ain't got time for you. You will not be dragging me down the path on my day before my day off. You will not do it.
No.
I'm not going to be showing up.
No.
I'm not going to be showing up to the family union like, that Mace.
Oh, no, Mace. I would never do you like that.
Oh, people do it.
People done tried. You man. That's how they be sounding to me.
Wah, 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 wah. Until they ass get in trouble. Then they be like, could you tell Mace?
I've been trying to get in touch with Mace.
I want to tell you. Man.
Someone said this about me. Can you ask him to help me?
Yep, I'm going to help you. What's your name again? I said the same thing then. Anyways, the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Let me say what's up to my man DJ Riis. The wait a minute. The drug supply, art to life. What? Well, DJ Riis the Ruler, I got a feeling we know how you feeling today, but go ahead, fill us in. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. Through it all, man. I've been dealing with some stuff, but you know what? I just woke up today and I just chose to be happy today, man. You know,
all I really want is to be happy.
All I really want.
King of the ad lib.
Yeah. But yeah, nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. So it's Friday.
Okay, it's Friday.
That's what I said.
Y'all be acting like, okay, Ruthie, you work 2 days a week talking about it's Friday.
I wish.
That's okay. I ain't tripping.
If I did really work 2 days a week, I would be like, what would I do with my life?
What do you mean if you work?
Like, what would I do?
You would be collecting your universal basic income. Right? Remember we've had this conversation.
Mace for office.
Playing a video game.
Right. Mace for office.
Y'all, isn't it interesting though, the universal basic income? The county released a 2-year program right when we have this income influx of people. And as this influx of people comes, they're going to be able to apply for it. I bet it's in their application pack.
Ooh.
And I bet you if you want to repopulate some wards, you can. Did y'all? Okay, so anyway, that's all of us. So we all in the building today on a Friday. It is the Mace Jackson Show. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's right. Today is Friday. So let's get the soul plane up, up, up and away. We are 60,000 feet in the air. Hey, Ruthie. You see how they did your girl Kamala yesterday?
With the bus.
Hey, man, the funniest thing, I got to go find that clip. When she walked in and they was like, so, Vice President Harris, how do you feel about all the people that are bused? And she did one of them. It's going to be a meme at some point. That walk, when she walked past them, like, don't play with me today.
She said the border was secure.
Hey, she should open up the lawn and have a cookout.
She don't want them people on her lawn. Get off my lawn! I'm
just saying, like, if they see, like, I feel like this is the best. This is,
you know how Lori was like, move along. Move along. Vamos.
Vámonos. Nah, that's we go.
Oh,
what's y'all go?
Bye. Adios,
amigos. Nah, Madam President Tay.
But you know,
Madam Vice Presidente,
for political stuntery, I think this is
I love it.
This is the height of the political stuntery.
This is like living trolls. This is like a living troll experiment. Like, I'm gonna play this clip PBS, right? And I almost feel like I need to play this for y'all because I need y'all to hear it in the official white way of them saying it. But like, I think, yeah, Riis, we're going to play another clip today. I'm really digging these video clips and all this stuff that I've been adding to the little show. Not to the little show. We said stop saying the little stuff. To the show, right? But you got to hear the white folks say what I just got through trying to tell y'all all week about what's happening with the Latino, the Latinx. And have you seen the Republican? Okay, so this is what we got to do. Hispanics and Hispanics, Latinos, and Latinx. The Republicans are still Hispanic, right? If you're a Republican, you are still Hispanic.
How though?
Because that's what you call yourself Hispanic. You Hispanic is for Latinos in red states.
What?
Hispanic.
Let me tell you what I thought. I thought Hispanic meant we speak Spanish.
His Spanish or your Spanish? Oh, so not she Spanish.
No, I thought if you were Hispanic, that means that you are from somewhere that has Spanish as a language. That's what I always thought.
So then everybody south of the border is Hispanic.
So it's interesting because I feel like a lot of these terms have different political meanings than they do like actual origins.
Were you not here for the Latinx conversation?
But I don't know if you could just say that Hispanic people they call themselves Hispanic in Riis states, because I thought anybody that speaks Spanish is Hispanic.
Nah, Hispanic is a white racist term.
Is it? So it's not even you.
They like, I ain't Spain. We didn't speak. They not Hispanic is like, if you live in Illinois, Hispanic is racist.
What?
Yes.
But unless you speak Spanish,
on a job application though, don't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the white job application. See, y'all just not working with me, man. It's like the Latino. Y'all not working with me.
Right,
we confused.
Right, we confused.
That's what the white people used to say to us. They used to be like, "What are you, black, colored? What do I call you?"
So at one point,
when they first started, there still is black on the application.
I thought it was African American.
There's some black too, and if you go to the state, it'd be like black. You go to the federal joints, it'd be like black. It don't be African, it be black. Like black. Go get a passport. It don't be on your passport. It does not say African American. Go look. It don't say African American.
It probably say black non-Hispanic.
Right.
So how is that offensive?
Okay, so because Hispanic is what white people called. It was white people's original politically correct word. So like if you're 50 plus or something, you might still accept Hispanic, right?
Got it.
But it's also, to me, Hispanic connotates that same. Hispanic and Latino are the same thing to me, right? You're kind of like the first wave. The white lady explains it better than me on the thing, so I'm gonna let the white lady do it because y'all got to hear from the white people. I told y'all in urban slang, but
it's not on there.
What? African American?
Your race is not on your passport.
Because you're a U.S. citizen there.
Oh, okay.
Right. But when you go out, when you check the box, you get on the passport, you get on the plane, you check the box, it don't say African American. It be like, you coming through the airport, you want to say, do you want to say African American? No, brother. Let me just tell you. So anyway, I'm going to let the white lady tell y'all on PBS because she says it in such a nicer way. But we're going to play a whole clip, so get ready for that 7-minute clip. Because yesterday we had a great time with the governor's press conference. You should have seen the black people. Y'all had a lot to say. Ruthie, I have come, since you've been gone, I've come to the recognition that we as black people should be the most welcoming and the most accepting of our immigrant brothers and sisters who are now, asylum seekers. We of all people should be like, we know what it's like to have to be marched across foreign country to get to the border and then be put on buses and planes and shipped to places like Chicago where there are welcoming centers, etc. in the middle of the night. We know what it's like to be treated like chattel. And so we as black people should be the first people at the border, and I've been a little upset with us in the way that we have been responding here. It seems to me as though this is a racist tactic used by white Southern racists that are very similar to the tactics that they used in dealing with black people. And so for me, here at What's in It for the Black People Media, I think that we need to shift our thought process. Because, again, if they can provide food shelter, I said, what if we had if the mayor of Dixmoor asked all of the migrants to come to Dixmoor and welcome them? And then, because then the governor would be shamed into providing fresh water. Because could you imagine the international scuttlebutt of people who traveled from all across the world to get here did not have access to fresh water? Could you imagine the story of that on the news? They would be like, no, we've shipped in fresh. And so it's easy to let the black people drink doo-doo water. But I'm just saying, we should embrace our immigrant brothers and sisters. We should attach ourselves to their struggle, because I think right now we had our George Floyd moment. And like the Negro time is over. White people are George Floyded out. Like they wish they get their criminal. I feel like we in the antebellum South where they like give us our stuff back. Right? So we might as well just jump on think about the compassion that the whole entire state has shown when it comes to welcoming. And quite frankly, I expect we're gonna get at least 10,000.
What?
Ruthie, we started last week with 50. We're at 500, and there's buses coming every day. Oh, and a girl on the show bust out the governor and the mayor talking about they lying. She didn't call them lying, but she said they don't just be not knowing what's gonna happen. They've been caught. I gotta let the white lady tell y'all, because y'all will be calling me, and then then I'll be the bad guy. So I'm gonna let the white lady tell y'all. Anyway, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We have blown through all of this, but we have not hit our notes. So let's do this. Switch over, because I'm gonna play Seasons Change for the people, and be ready, because they're gonna be mad at me for playing it, because once they realize what it is, they're gonna be like, hold on, where you get that mess from? Right? But this is what we're gonna be doing, because Ruthie, like on our channel, hold it. On our channel, Ruthie, we're going to be playing black and white music, right? We're going to be playing all the songs from when black people used to listen to B96. All right, Riis, this is Seasons Change by Expose. Y'all remember this? Hold on. Y'all don't remember that?
I think we should only play black music on the black station. What you think, Ruthie?
You don't remember this?
Sound like Tina Marie.
Y'all didn't even watch Channel 66? You didn't have
BET. What's wrong with him? 66. We had BET.
Oh, dang. I'm playing it. Y'all ain't even seeing the video.
In the box. Tell them we had the box. You remember the box, Ruthie?
We had you can buy your video. Before the box was free. Y'all don't remember this?
Got a day in my life.
This is when life was crossover. All right, y'all. Hey, man, this is the perfect blend music. This is when we used to go to B96. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Right, high school. This show ain't for y'all. Y'all babies. Y'all parents probably know this song. Your daddy was probably slow dancing with your mama on this. This is the Maze Jackson Show, and Ruthie, you are right. I'm about to turn the air on, because it just got hot than a mug. All right, y'all, Riis, I'm taking it out. You can switch over. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruth, and more. You know what? We got all type of stuff to talk about today. But in the meantime, we're going to get ready to go to quick break, and then we'll be back to welcome our family from WBGX. All right, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
It's been so long, so felt you. Yeah, it's
Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
The Willie Wilson Foundation and Urban Field Operations is having the first voter registration program since Harold Washington, and we need volunteers. Call Coach Al if you would like to register people to vote. Call 773-431-4664. 773-431-4664. This is Senator Ricky Henn, and register and vote.
Urban Field Operations.
Final Explosion Entertainment.
Blaze Strip Store. Andre Smith. Eyes Associates. Midwest Coalition. This is Brother R.C. Williams from Williams Youth Service.
Marsha Fountain Images Design.
This is Daryl Smith. Keith Harris. Nashville Black Wall Street, Chicago. Register and vote.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Wilson. I need you to register and vote. Many people have lost their lives in order that we can have a right to vote. So please, register and vote.
Call 773-431-4664 or stop by 2946 West Madison. Register and vote.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
This is Monster Jam,
the official Monster Truck Series. Witness the world's best drivers competing in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Be part of the action.
Let's hear it! Make some noise!
Brought to you by Great Clips. Get your savings coupon for participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena September 16th through 18th.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion have to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:42 a.m. I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As we head over to traffic first on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, 25 minutes outbound to O'Hare will be 21. On the Edens and Eisenhower, they both are 30 minutes in both directions, while the Stevenson is 38 minutes, I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 28 minutes outbound. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 35 minutes, 28 minutes to I-80, while the Dan Ryan is 18 minutes to the Loop, 11 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 84 with a low of 63. I'm Reese the Ruler. Happy Friday here on The Mays Jackson Show.
To the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane, God, to the grave, from the grave, back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me.
To the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore plus DJ Riis the Ruler. But guess what, y'all? We got the Saints from WBGX who joined us at 6:30 a.m. That's right, the Saints from WBGX. They join us every day at 6:30 and they stay till 8 o'clock. Now you can get them on 1570 a.m. That's WBGX, or you can go to the TuneIn app and put in 1570 AM. And you will find us every day, 6:30 to 8. Now, if you are one of the early rising saints or the sinners that like to get here early and stay late, you can catch us from 6 to 9 every day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It is the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I want to talk to y'all on Friday. I want to hear from you. So y'all give me a call, whatever you thinking. Tell me something good. Tell me something bad. Tell me who done got on your nerves. I don't care. I just want to hear from you today. I want to talk to some people. This is the Maze Jackson Show. All right, we talked about the migrants. Mexican Independence Day this weekend. I'm going to call it for the whole weekend. I think Mexican Independence Day or Hispanic Heritage Month started yesterday. First of all, do they have 2 months?
Man, I swear I was just finna ask.
They got 2 months, yo.
Like they be doing stuff
Bro,
a couple of
they
times
got 2
a year.
months. No. Right. Cinco de Mayo month. No, y'all tripping. No. Right after Black History Month is some sort of Latino something month. And then they got Hispanic Heritage Month. They got a summer and man. Somebody Google that. Because I know I ain't crazy. Ruthie, we was in traffic.
Just saying it, Ruthie, but you just saying it this year about, I had to get out the way because you was like, man, I got stuck
Ruthie
between.
Like, look, I got to get home
between
today.
some cars, and I was like, so you,
I'm going to tell you, remember, because I also got mad because I went by the Chase Bank, and at the Chase Bank, Black History Month wasn't even over, and they had Latinos on 35th and King Drive. I'm not tripping, but some kind of way they got 2 months.
Cinco de Mayo don't really count.
Tell that to the traffic.
And them flags flying.
Tell that to them flags.
This is the real. This is like the real holiday. Cinco de Mayo is like St. Patrick's Day. Like it didn't. No,
Tennille said, "Be quiet, y'all had Black History Month and Juneteenth."
That's true.
Leave it to Tennille. Right. Can I tell you what? Let me just tell you this. This is one of the things that drives me nuts. We be telling a black point. It be the white people doing something wrong, or the black people, or the Latinos doing something, and then it be the fair black person that always want to be fair. That want to always be like, well, we did. Look, give us our time. We done been discombobulated forever. We get a moment, but don't be equaling up for them. Goodness gracious.
And I'm on the 28 days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We got to be quiet everywhere. Tennille talk about some y'all have February. That, you been in Bolingbrook too long. That is a Bolingbrook response. You know the black people in Bolingbrook, we used to be like, reparations. What's wrong with you coloreds?
We know. We know.
Get to work, damn it. Get your bootstraps.
It's Independence Day.
Is we all free? Let me tell you what, I'm gonna tell you. I hate having to be like looking at people, admiring them. But the Latinos be goon squadding it. Like they like straight up. They had their own fireworks show yesterday.
Like legal one or illegal one? Like did they have permits?
Who gonna check me, boo? Is the new motto. So yesterday, I think I was looking at Chris Devine's page, and he what you say? We was looking at Chris Devine's page, and he was showing that they was drag racing on Michigan, and then they had their own fireworks show. Like Chicago Media Takeout had, Chicago Media Takeout. I really, whoever that is, I would like to get them to come do a special. Like they should just come in and just be like, okay, our segment on the Maze Jackson Show. Because they got the best videos. I think people, they just take all, they probably are a warehouse and then just pick them and then add their tag to it. But that, go ahead.
I'm mad.
Why?
Okay. So can I just read this to you? It's just like a couple sentences.
Read it!
But the way that they do us in the news versus the way that they wrote this.
Read it.
All right. This is from NBC Chicago. The title says, revelers take to Chicago streets for Mexican Independence Day celebrations. All right. Okay. Revelers. That might mean some rowdy people, right? Then I read it and it says, blah, 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 blah. It's often marked with a variety of celebrations, including fireworks and flag-waving cars driving through the city. Occasionally, the caravans that form during the celebrations can cause traffic issues. Caravans and impromptu parades have been reported in several locations, including along Michigan Avenue and DuSable Lakeshore Drive, but city officials have not officially announced any street closures due to the celebrations. Meanwhile, the city's Office of Emergency Management and Communications is urging residents to use caution through the weekend. The city of Chicago encourages residents to celebrate safely and responsibly. Expect increased traffic due to celebratory activities through September 18th. Now, it's interesting the way that they're calling these caravans and impromptu parades versus riots and black people stay away. So I feel like if this was black people, they would be encouraging people not to do this. They would be having plans and things put into place to prevent these things from happening. But the way that they wrote this is not what I experienced when I got caught in the traffic. It was not cause traffic issues. This was major gridlock. Stay in your car. Keep your windows up if you ain't one of them. Because right now they out here reveling and celebrating. So I just don't really necessarily like the way the city wrote this. And I think that when I got trapped, I felt like I was in danger. So I feel like the city they're kind of glossing over this and they're encouraging this type of behavior.
Okay, I agree with that too. Hold on. That was Facebook submit dispute. Okay, we had the seasons change got us. So we have to chill out. All right, y'all. Ruthie, I do think you're right. I mean, I was just telling you, like, I don't feel like there are any rules except for when it's us. Like, I was just looking at Chris's video. I think it was Chris. And Ruthie, they like blocked off Michigan Avenue for drag races and you digs. And then they telling us to get out the way. That was Sony hating. Yeah, just so y'all know. So we back. You should be back on Facebook Live. I believe. Yep. Facebook, y'all back. All right, so, no, Ruthie.
This is crazy. If this was black people, they would be talking about increased patrols. They would be talking about letting the bridges up. And they would be encouraging people not to do these things.
What do you think is the difference?
I think the difference is...
Is it a celebration to welcome our...
No, I think that you want my honest opinion? I think the police are really powerless to really stop this type of stuff. And these were pretty well organized. I mean, down to the decorations on the cars. So you already knew, what it was. What can the police do?
Right. When people are rolling up on the police cars, running up on them, dancing.
I remember during the drag race and stuff, they was shooting them fireworks at the police. So if they got fireworks if Mexican people, can I say that? I don't even know the word. Mexican, right?
Latino. Well,
if for Mexican Independence Day, that fireworks is a part of it, and they've even put this in this news article that fireworks is a part of it. Them fireworks will be getting shot at the police, just like when the large groups of people were drag racing. So I really think the police don't really have the manpower. And think about what an actual city plan would look like from the Office of Emergency Management and Communication. That means that they're gonna have to get tough on crime, and they really only lock down black people like that.
Man, so you saying so this is all acceptable at this point?
Yes, I mean I'm shocked the way that they wrote this. Like it would be different if this was like a sanctioned like sort of thing. Cause I mean, they literally wrote this in a newspaper like it's a sanctioned thing. Like they got permits and everything. That's kind of how they wrote it to me.
I'm gonna show you. This is a picture from Facebook. I want to say it came from Christopher Devine. Let's do this, and I'm gonna just put it up. Ruthie, look at the track. Like they blocked. This is Michigan. They literally blocked Michigan Avenue off so that they could drag race. Hey Chris, you got a bomb view, dog. Just for the record. What you do for a living? No, but this is from Christopher Devine. And if you look at that, like Ruthie, that's unbelievable. And what happens? What if you one of these cars?
You just gotta sit there.
What if you ain't got no gas?
You better turn your car off and enjoy it. Act like you having a good time. You better not look like you scared or that you annoyed.
Ruthie?
I'm telling you, I got caught in that one time and I was just like, I don't belong here. Like, if I show any resistance, like,
Ruthie, I don't like how this sounds. This sounds very
I mean, I was powerless. Literally, this
sounds very Game of Thrones.
The only weapon,
womanish.
The only thing I had protecting me was my car. So I had to say, like, okay, like, and I'm telling you, if I would have skirted to get out and accidentally got into a traffic accident or something, I feel like they would have drugged me out the car. That's how much,
Ruthie.
That's how much pride that, you know how like when pride turned into mayhem, that's what it felt like. It felt like it felt like a protest. And that's what to me, that's what it was. It was like saying, like, we are proud of our heritage. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. I mean, it was a party. I
see. Look at your face.
I'm telling you, it was one of those things where it was like they really could get me, like, and they will, like, so let me just sit here. Let me not, let me not look afraid. Let me not put this mug in the reverse.
You didn't say you was like, you should have been like, I'm from Brazil.
You better,
that don't count.
So I would just encourage people to just be safe.
Don't get on no blockable street.
But this is the challenge, though. Because this is unplanned and the city is not doing its due diligence with shutting this down, they can't even tell you where it's at. And it says caravans and impromptu parades have been reported in several locations. Well, come on. I'm going to need the news to do a better job of letting me know where these about to be at, because I know they know.
I'll tell you what. I went to Jewel last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw, I was at the Jewel on Roosevelt. And I saw the parking lot when I was going in. I saw the parking lot filling up, and I saw flags everywhere.
That's how you know.
And I was like,
start seeing the flags.
Man, I got to get up out of here. So I ran through the store, got my stuff, and then tried to get on the expressway because I did not want any problems. And they did just say, Marjorie brought up a great point, which is, didn't we just pass a law that says that they supposed to impound your cars, like, remotely? So do they have license plate scanners that are going down here? Like, are we... I don't know. Go to the live line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson show.
Yo, what's good, bro? Good Friday. Ruthie, Riis, what's happening, family? What's going on?
What's up, Devo? Watch yourself. Get him, Riis. Get your finger ready. Don't do it. Just go ahead and speak your piece.
Hey, man. Hey, bro, I just want to say, man, after yesterday, our choir practice, that just left me floaty all day. I truly believe that we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start giving, man.
Yes.
So, and then after that, so think about it. Right. Just hum that. And then later on that evening, there was just this large gathering of our brothers and sisters. A peaceful gathering to celebrate their independence.
If you just believe.
And yes, they should take over, because that's what you do when you celebrate. You just go somewhere and you just take it over, and you thumb your nose at the people that have helped you, because that's how you reciprocate help. So maybe, hold on. So when we talk about helping, maybe that's what we should expect. That they would thumb their nose at us after we've given them resources, a place to stay, food, cell phones, Wi-Fi, Netflix passwords, bus cards. So party on, man.
We are the
party
world.
on. I think.
I'm with you, man. Let's all. Can we? You think if we went to the party, we could kick it?
It depends on how you.
I mean, if we allies and we together, like everybody says we together, we should be able to go kick it right?
Did anybody? Hey, well, I'm gonna tell you. Can I tell you something? Okay. That is my man Devo. Let me tell you though. I'm gonna tell you. I be getting warmer reception from the Latinos than the black people sometimes. I actually celebrated Latino Heritage Month yesterday. I accidentally did it, but when I got there, it was like, Maze, I love what you do for your people, man. I was like, too bad my people don't think the same. But it was Ruthie, you must got that face on.
I'm just looking at the video.
Wait. Hold on. So they're filming them preparing to do illegal activities in the streets as if, hey, Joe, I don't even want to look at that video. I'm not even going to look at that. Look, y'all, this is the major. We still ain't got nothing because we still on the second one. All right, let me get through this. Railroad deal is done. The supply chain remains in place. Yesterday, y'all, I got locked out of the house. One of my worst fears, I got locked out of the house in a wife beater and flip-flops. And I didn't have no key. And then I didn't have my phone. Ruthie? It's not cool being locked out the house, especially in a wife beater and flip-flops. So I couldn't go to the store, right? I didn't have a phone. Then what was crazy was my phone worked at first because it was upstairs in the house, and I got in the garage. The only time I ain't locked the garage, well, Carrie locked the garage all the time. But the one time when I be in the house and I didn't lock the garage, I locked the garage. I thought I had it solved, and I wound up being stuck in the back. Then I fell asleep in the car, waiting for them to come home. Because I couldn't call nobody. It's a tough day yesterday. Anyway. Check this out. Starship robot food delivery is coming to a neighborhood near you. So robot coolers are going to be delivering pizzas to your house. And at UIC right now, it's a test program for 2 years where they were going to send little robot coolers to your house. So when you order your Domino's pizza, do people still eat Domino's pizza? My son loved Domino's pizza. It's so nice.
It's actually, so when was the last time? Hold on, listen. I agree. I think Domino's, the old one, I'm telling you, I definitely agree. I went to college with the worst pizza.
No, and Domino's started out as my favorite pizza.
Because it was cheap.
No, I remember Domino's was like first. There was a time when Friday night at the Jackson house, every night, when we found out about Domino's, we lost our Pizza Hut routine. But Domino's used to be sausage, pepperoni, and extra cheese. Boy, and they'd load that son of a gun up when you thought it was the best. But my son, I'd be like, Domino's.
It's changed. It's changed. I agree. And I thought, and what happened actually was I was working with Tennille, and she had ordered it.
Tennille still eats Domino's.
God.
And
so I was like, it's good. It's not like it used to be. It's not like it used to be. So like if you had it recently, it's not like how it was about 10, 15 years ago. It's definitely
I probably ain't gonna go buy it, but when you it's like I call it concession stand pizza.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a good concession stand pizza now.
Man, that's good. Okay, I'm through talking to y'all. Domino's pizza, Tennille. That sound about right. Tennille still eat Fieldcrest ice cream too. Like Tennille. Would you say what's that? Exactly.
No, it's like a brand or a store.
No, it's a brand. It's like a Jewel off-brand. It's like the Jewel off-brand when they didn't have generic vanilla ice cream, so we got Fieldcrest.
You think in a blind taste test you could tell? I
could tell you all day. I can tell you good ice cream from, iced milk. Anytime. All right. How about Dorville Carter blew off the city council? He ain't showed up to a meeting except for the one where he got a raise from $262,000 to $350,000. I think it's kind of hilarious that he is not coming to check. He is like, I don't report to y'all. City council like, we want to have a hearing. He like, well, have one. You won't be seeing me. And they like, how dare you? And he like, I ain't coming. Because I feel like he like this. What you gonna do? Fire me? Good, because if Mayor Lightfoot ain't here, I'm gonna be gone anyway. So who gonna check me, boo? I just thought that it was important to say Brittany Griner. I just thought it was important to say it because, I'm just tell y'all done forgot. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, give her about 3 more months. Y'all, Brittany Griner could be there all 10 years and when nobody think twice about it.
Did she get time served?
Time served.
Ain't it been like 2 years?
Ruthie, she got 10 years.
I thought they were doing a little trade thing.
No, they was see, they talking. They just had Joe Biden met with their families, and they had to meet. He didn't just meet with Brittany. First of all, you heard Brittany Griner's first wife was like, "Hold on."
Her first wife.
Mm-hmm. She was like, she used to. It was. You don't remember Brittany Griner used to be like,
what are you talking about?
You ain't know that?
Oh, Brittany Griner used
on the same team and they got married and stuff.
Oh yeah, Brittany Griner used to beat her girl.
I know what you're talking about. Okay,
right.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. So one wife like, I miss my old girl like, well, I don't miss these left cross. This left cross. So I just think y'all it's gonna be. I'm just telling you, they just getting a little bit further down. They getting if they don't get out in the next 3 to 4 months, I'm here to tell you she's stuck. She doing all. We gonna be seeing Brittany Griner back. I wonder do they make her get a bob?
Oh,
Ruthie, I was watching Handmaid's Tale. I was thinking about you. I was thinking cause the little girl they was planning to go back and fight in the rebels, and I was like, there go Ruthie going back into Gilead. Hey. They was like, we gonna catch you.
Gotta go free the people.
Ruthie, I was like, they gonna make. What'd you do if they made you get a perm?
I ain't gonna be in Handmaid's Tale. I'm telling you, they're gonna have to kill me.
They go. They go.
They're gonna have to kill me.
You ain't see it, and then they gonna perm your hair. What would you do if they was like, can they de-lock you?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. What would happen if you put perm on locks?
Well, that would be Ruthie. They gonna be like,
that would be crazy.
They would be like, yeah, I was thinking about you yesterday when I saw Handmaid. I was like, po Ruthie.
I'm escaping.
Huh?
I'm escaping.
That's what they all say.
I'm escaping.
They all say that.
I'll come back and free a few more people.
That you got to get all the way to. You got to get from Canada to Philadelphia.
Okay, that ain't that far.
In what, Ruthie? You can't drive. What you gonna be? Okay.
You just gotta go north. Follow the North Star Maze. Duh.
No, that's south, Ruthie.
Oh, I'm gonna be lost.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna be lost.
Talk about take me to the gulag.
Just take me back.
Oh Lord. And there was a 10th victim in the Washington Park shootings. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back. I got a video for the social media question of the day. So when we come back, you do all your stuff and then I'm gonna do my thing. All right, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
This is Monster Jam,
the official Monster Truck Series. Witness the world's best drivers competing in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Be part of the action.
Let's hear it. Make some noise.
Brought to you by Great Clips. Get your savings coupon for participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena September 16th through 18th.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
Revolving around the situation that don't happen often. I mean, it's involving something that's scalding. Hot the topic is, and it's a resolving. It's kind of puzzling.
secret, don't know where she keep it, don't know why she hide it, guess it's convenient. She like a zebra, two things at one time. It ain't black and white when you lived it a lifetime. She got a story, might be a fable, no categories. She don't like labels, she like a loner. Maybe she's selfish, something is fishy, but she don't like shellfish. She said that her phone broke and she need a new phone. She got a night job, now she got two phones, one for the pubic, one for the public. I Freudian slip, y'all, I think that you dug it. She got a curfew, she live in a group home, but she in Miami, get a Luke on. She can't be truthful, not what she built for. Mouth might be useful, but nothing to kill for, you know?
Avoid quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Braille, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
To the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppress the soft.
Chicago, wake up world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler and my girl Ruthie Moore in the building, y'all. Let me see if I can find my thing I'm trying to find. Hold on, I think I got it. All right. Nope, that ain't what I'm looking for. Ooh. Nope, that one ain't it. You do. DJ Riis the Ruler. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Switch me over. I'm gonna do me one.
You asking the question first?
Oh yeah. You know what? It's time. So Riis, why don't you hit the button for me?
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Why is it easier for black people to respect white people than black people? First of all, let me ask, am I crazy? Or is that the truth? Now, before I do, I want to just play my little song. No, I'm not going to even play the song yet. I'm going to just wait. The social media question of the day. Why is it easier for black people to respect white people than black people? The inspiration of this question, Ruthie, is based on... I'm not going to say last night. I'm going to say in general, but last night was interesting to say the least. I find, and maybe, and correct me, it could be personal and it could just be me, right? It could be, it ain't people, it's just me. Part of the thing I was playing today earlier was the Gus Savage thing where, you know how they was questioning, like, who do you think you are, you black people, the whole thing, right? But I do find that we as black people go out of our way to accommodate white people even strangers, even people we don't know, more than we do our own. I feel as though there is a belief system that permeates our community that makes black people feel like who that nigga think he is, even if he is. And I often feel like black folks will go out of their way to prove. Look, I guess this goes back to the proverbial white ice colder. And the reason, but I do wonder, because I think that even in our very own spaces, even when we have the position of power or the position of authority, it is our instinct to defer that authority or to take ourselves down a notch for white folks while lording over black people. Am I missing that? It feels very often like when black people are in a position to empower black people, they're scared to do it for offense of white people. But you go somewhere, white folks be doing, they white. They do their thing. And I just wonder, is it possible for us to get ahead like that? Right? Like, if everywhere we go and every time we're in a position of power, we have been taught to compromise ourselves for the comfort of other people who really only get you because I guess my question is, am I crazy, first of all?
No, I think there are consequences for offending white people. Sometimes less consequences for offending black people.
How is it
possible? If your survival, literally, like if your survival is dependent upon not offending somebody, then you adapt. And psychologically, like, we messed up because our survival was dependent upon not offending. Our survival was dependent upon perceived proximity. That's the problem with like integration versus just trying to build up our own. I was in a couple days, I wasn't going to even tell this story, but I think it's relevant. A couple days ago, I was in the South Loop at a black-owned restaurant.
Hold on, let me think.
See, I don't even want to say the name just in case they're your people or something.
They probably not my people if it's in the South Loop, but okay. Go ahead.
So, sitting there, come in, the black security guard at the door checks our bags, right? I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. So I'm
go to a restaurant?
Yes.
Why do they check your bags to go to a restaurant?
It gets even better.
Restaurant.
It gets better. So we sitting there and we notice that when white people walk in, they wasn't patting them down.
Wait, you got patted down to get into a restaurant?
Yes, he was patting down the black men, right?
Was this Reggie's? This sounds like Reggie's.
This was nope. This was not
close. Go ahead.
You in the vicinity.
I'm a killer.
So me and my sister sitting there, and at first we thought we was tripping, cause we ain't no possible way that we literally sitting here seeing this black man security guard stop everybody at the door, but only literally pat down the black men and only look into the bags of the black women. So we sat there and watched it happen a few more times, and I said, I'm gonna say something. So I asked to speak to the manager. Right, and I said, of course, I wasn't, I was cool about it.
You wasn't finna snap. I feel
no. That is never my approach, especially if I'm eating. Like, no. So I asked. I said, excuse me. Like, we've been sitting here and we noticed that the security guard literally only patting down the black men and only looking in the black women's purses. Now, much props and respect to this manager because he did not deny it. Do you know what this man said? He said he blamed it on the owner, but he said the owner instructed us to do that. Basically, he didn't want to offend the white people who are at the conventions. He said that. He said they told us don't search the people that are here for the conventions. I said, well, how y'all know we weren't here for a convention? I said, well, how you know them two black ladies that just walked in here that he searched wasn't here for a convention? And he was quiet. Cat got his tongue. But then he said this, and this is when I said, okay, we sick, boss. He said, you should see how many guns and stuff they be trying to bring up in here. And I said, okay. I said, okay. I thank you for taking my concerns and answering my questions. But I said the policy is discriminatory and it doesn't look right and it doesn't feel good to sit here as a black person and see this. So why can't you just tell the owner to just search everybody? That's what I said. Why can't they just look in everybody's bag?
Because white people
because
ain't
they didn't want to offend them. So I just wanted to tell you that story because you are absolutely right. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm hesitant to.
You don't gotta put. Well, I mean,
yeah, I'm hesitant.
I know exactly who it is.
I mean, the chicken was good. Let's just say that, and the rum punch is good, and I'll leave it right there. But it's just that it almost made me sad to see the black man have to do that, and to see the owner justify by saying, like, I mean, it just really speaks to how, in order for white people to feel comfortable, we will degrade our own to make white people feel comfortable and not offend white people.
And so I don't know how we get out of this, right? Like, because I'm going to tell you that is who the baton is being passed to, right? So it's the baton is being passed to the people that will tell black people to don't offend the white people, right? The baton is being passed to black people that will tell you that no matter how much money you got, we don't want to offend the white people.
But is that the cost of doing business? And I keep having to ask myself that, and it seems like it is. It is.
No, to be successful black here right now, you are taught to. Remember, I told you there is a whole industry created around keeping niggas out, right? Like there is a whole group of people that are positioning themselves. You know, it's like, have you ever seen like remember I was telling you about the concert that they did at the United Center for the country western, and if you were to be inside of it, you would never know what was going on the other side of it because so there is a group of black people that the baton is being passed to, which I'm feeling like we've got to end them. Right? Like we cannot go through another generation, especially if we got a Latino mayor or somebody else, right? We cannot go to a group of people that their job is to hide how we truly feel. Like I think the problem that we've gotten now is that even the people put in position to represent black people, even if you live in a majority black area or district, or you still feel like your obligation is to kowtow to the white folks. Like you live amongst black people. You are one of those people.
The majority of people eating in the restaurant were black. Every time I go there, I see black people eating there. It is a black-owned establishment.
And you, in hopes of getting the $10 white dollars, because the place you're talking about stay black cracking.
Black cracking.
It stay black cracking, right? And quite frankly, them when it's black cracking, all the white folks, it's only a certain type of white folks that's coming there because they want to get their voyeurism. They want to get their black experience while they're in Chicago, but a safe black experience. So we manage my thing is, I'm tired of people being in the Negro management business. That's how we get screwed.
But that's been a job since that's been a job since before the overseer. That's been the job of that black person that stood and went and kidnapped the black people for the white people.
So there is, in my mind, a line and I feel as though no one is worried about offending us at all. At all. And knowing that no one is worried about offending us at all, it's okay for black people to offend us. And you can make your success, because we find ourselves rooting for you as the black person because we know what it's like to be offended. But then you go and you can't be in the offensive club. Why? Black people would rather, in my estimation, be a white lieutenant general than be the 5-star general or make a black 5-star general. They would be happy to be a number 2 to a white guy, but won't make a black guy number 1. Can't envision a black guy as number 1. And will marginalize that. So it's kind of crazy because I'm going to tell you about kind of how we do ourselves. So to black people, let's back up. To the black establishment, Mays Jackson is offensive to white people, to Latinos. To Latinos and white people who understand advocacy for their people, they show me a lot of love. Last night, after I went to Willie Preston's event, I went to Patrick Brutus's event, and at Patrick Brutus's event at Moe's Cantina, upstairs, the Hispanic caucus, Latino caucus was having their celebration. Now, you would ordinarily, shout out to Regina, Desiree, and Meredith Hammer from BP1, What's in it for the Black People, who were downstairs at Patrick Brutus's. Regina and Meredith went upstairs to the Latino caucus and walked through it, right? They was like, damn, and Speaker Welch was there and all that, right? So at this time, I had run into Carrie. We didn't come together, but I ran into Carrie. So she came upstairs, and she went upstairs to go make her rounds and say hello to the Latino caucus. And, I was expecting to be, so I was kind of like, let me not. And it was like, Maze, what's up, man? Listen to your show. What's up, man? Keep fighting for your people. And that was the people who was, but they didn't agree. There was the people who was kind of like but you know how they treat, how it's like, you see somebody that you see as your competition, but it's still respect. It's like, I'm going to respect you for what you do. I ain't necessarily on your team, but I'm going to respect you for what you do. Right? Walk through the Latino joint. It's like the Latinos that's cool with me be like, Maze, what's up? And they want to be like, we cool. Black folks always got to prep me, right? To make sure that I ain't going to be too black, too, right? And it was one of those things where it was like, I probably, quiet as it's kept, with the exception of a few people, could probably do better with Latinos than black people. Like, it was interesting to me because yesterday, I was also in a conversation where a black person told me, I thought you do well enough already. And I was like, compared to him? You looking at me compared to, you put me on a nigga standard, respectfully. Because I don't think the person meant it in a foul way. But it's like, so Ruthie, so I'll give you the example. I walked past yesterday. There's so much happened last night. So I walked past a white guy who has all of the black Southland, feeding them at the cut. And I was happy to buy this person I was talking to 2 drinks. And that's the idea of success for black people, is to buy 2 drinks. To be able to buy you 2 drinks at the bar, right? You don't envision yourself as the person that says, let's make him the person. Instead of all of these black mayors and administrators and everybody sitting at a table with a white guy, no shade to the white guy, because the white guy did the same thing, got up and gave me props. Like, man, it's been 20 years, right? Since I remember when you was, right, shaved a bit. Look at you now. Look at us now. We both 50, 60 years old. But he got all our people at the table, and they're all grateful to him for the dinner. When I'm saying family, I take everybody if you do me like you do him. But you be like, man. And you get, and I don't mean this in a transactional way, but what I'm saying is, we see ourselves and we take pride in our white relationships, that we cool with white people, that we can be cool with the white people who will take you out to dinner, right? Instead of making a black dude who will buy a cow and feed the village. But you straight with steak for you. And I'm not tripping on the brothers that was there. What I'm saying is, understand what you're doing when you empower, when you talk about how great all these other people are. And ignore the opportunity, right? The white guys go sell you for your event for $250 or $500. Hey, we can give them $500. I'm going in saying, hey man, you need to give them, you need to max out. But you would rather take the $500 from the white guy, camp fundraiser check, than make me be in a position where I could get you to get checks for $5,000. Because it's cooler, because we don't understand the ecosystem.
No,
because
we understand.
No, I mean, I think and then it's like,
we're not unified enough.
The challenge is, and then the thing is, people will put it to you like, you won't do nothing for me. But family, I can't do nothing for you because you ain't helped us make nothing. Like, if you look at the state of affairs of the black community, who has money but the same 20 people whose job it was to be the Negro managers? So we never get out of the space of somebody not being able to do something for you, because the Negro managers don't want nobody to grow up. They don't even want you to sprout. The Negro managers want to keep you poor, so they can be the only people that can take you to places and do things. Now, what I need to understand is, what do black people need to do to feel comfortable in their own space? One of the things I would tell you is, we have to embrace our people where they're at, right? If we black people don't have the same money as white folks in the political game. So there has to be a value to relationships. Ruthie, how many times I tell you relationships will get you places money can never go? I may have told you that. I might not. I tell that to people all the time though, right? But if you value the white relationships, or the opportunity to have white relationships where they're always going to see you as less than, as compared to growing and building the relationships from your people, then it becomes a repetitive cycle. And what I don't want to do is what is it? Fatten frogs for snakes? Is that what they call it? Mm-hmm. And so I just think that we need a paradigm shift in how we function with each other. A little bit later, I'm going to talk about ego, right? And the aftermath of black ego. Because if you look at the aftermath of black ego, if you walk around, everybody walking around, there's really, I don't know in black Chicago, black Illinois, what anybody's poking their chest out about. Like, you tell me what the most significant gains are. And what is black Chicago? Remember what I asked you, what are the three? And I will challenge anybody to call me and tell me what are the three best things that are coming out of Illinois right now for black people. Call me. 872-259-7474. Okay, here's the opportunity, right? Here is an opportunity for everybody in the listening audience to hear directly what is in it for black people. And it can't be cool on the radio, but not cool in real life. Right? Like, when I go to the Italian American Political Action Committee, can I tell you what ain't nobody confused about? Who's Italian? And they don't couch it with this person, that person, this person, that person. Now, when they go to the Chinese American, they be for the Chinese. But I do think that there is something to us denying ourselves in spaces. Shout out to Willie Preston. Shout out to Patrick Brutus. Shout out to the Latino caucus. Shout out to Speaker Welch. All of those people. Oh, and shout out to Melissa Conyers Irvin. Have you seen her? Mm-mm. She done lost half a person.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She is straight up on she came upstairs. I was like, who is that? Anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. But I just think about, like, who are we trying to impress? Are we trying to impress our own friends, or are we trying to impress the community? Riis, this Mike Jones, I'm gonna go here. Hopefully they don't play us this time, but I'm ready. You gonna switch over? This one goes out to this one goes out to you and you and you.
Don't show the video, probably.
We're gonna show a bit of it.
All right.
Go ahead. Let's see what we get.
What's going on?
Hold on.
Used to treat me like a scrub. They wouldn't holler cause my dollars wasn't swollen up. I bet they changed their mind when them 84s come rolling up.
This is clean, right?
Now they wanna sit in my car. Now they wanna come my G's, roll with me and candy car. Now they used to love to diss me. Now they rush to hug and kiss me. Now they telling all their friends when
remember this. They used to diss you. Now they hug and kiss you. Remember the peoples.
Before I got my major deal, these girls didn't give a damn if I was here. Shit, I said before the ice was in my grill. Before I got my major deal, these girls didn't give a damn if I was here. Shit, I said before the ice was in my grill. Before I got my major deal, these girls didn't give a damn if I was here. Shit, because
back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, man, don't forget. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you're going. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Ruthie Moore, you can switch over because I know you're getting ready to go to break, so I'm trying to talk through it so you can get your flip, switch, and do your thing. This is the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is white ice colder? Why is it so hard for us to respect black folks for the same things we'll give white folks props for every day? Why you laughing, Ruthie? Why you got that tickle look on your face?
Cause you talking about, you know how black people is.
Back then,
we've been dealing with this since the dawn of white supremacy. Like, it's psychological. It's psychologically ingrained into us. Before many of us can even speak, we be trapped in the psychological chains of hating ourselves And we don't even know why. So I'm with you, but really, it goes back to capitalism and self-hatred. Really, it's about capitalism and self-hatred. But it's psychological. But it's really about capitalism.
What is it about capitalism?
It's just that it's survival because we be down so bad. It's like, let me make sure me and mine don't include the rest of you blacks. Mine just includes me and my immediate people. So if we good, then we don't. So what we got to do to be good? Sometimes you got to bend to the white power structure. So that's why I say capitalism don't work for black people.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Former or present people who aspire to return to office, to go enter the field of politics in elected position for the first time, I had to make sure that I came by this rally, even though I am involved in my own campaign. And incidentally, if you happen to live in the 1st Congressional District, or have some friends or relatives who live there, you tell them to punch 19 on Tuesday. I've known my good friend and a colleague and associate, Congressman Savage, long before he became a member of this august body. I have supported him down through the years when I was a leader of the union, with finances and with troops. And I could not sit still and witness the bashing that's going on now. And I think it's much deeper than Savage or myself. You're right. The real issue is whether or not we permit others to tell us who our leaders are going to be. That's the issue. If we sit idly by and keep our mouths closed and don't go vote, that's precisely what will happen. The same people that are trying to oust Gus Savage, some of them are the same people who are trying to oust me. Same forces. Gus and I don't always agree, as is the case with the other 25 members of the Congressional Black Caucus. And we have what we consider to be and call or categorize as a progressive wing of the Democratic Party who are congresspersons.
I think we lost it again. All right, I got to figure out what's going on with my music. I'm going to stop with my license and I got to call them back. But what we gonna do? Hold on. Ooh. All right, Riis, I'm about to play it some more. Dang. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong.
We don't always agree, but we know when the time comes, if we sit idly by and keep our mouths closed and don't go vote, that's precisely what will happen. The same people that are trying to oust
JB,
Gus Savage,
J. Bray Pritzker.
some of them are the same people who are trying to oust me. Same forces. Gus and I don't always agree, as is the case with the other 25 members of the Congressional Black Caucus. And we have what we consider to be and call or categorize as a progressive wing of the Democratic Party who are congresspersons. We don't always agree. But we know when the time comes, when they're trying to remove from that august body one of us, it's time for us to stand up and stick together. People don't realize it. And I'm not here to talk to you too long. We don't realize it. But with the 26 members of us who have to be African Americans, who are members of the Congress, that's only 12% of what they tell us. We would have 26 if we had the full 12% of that body. So we only halfway home. 12% of 435 members.
This is the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to Congressman Charlie Hayes. Turn it down some. Let it run beneath me. You are watching and listening to Congressman Charlie Hayes from the historic 1st Congressional District. And they're talking about... you ever heard me talk about Black Groundhog Day? This is Black Groundhog Day. Y'all, they have been working to dismantle us all the way since we got here. But this is what happened when we allowed them. This is when our black elected officials actually thought and spoke black and were not worried about being progressive and compromising and trying to be all. They were unabashedly black. Right? They understood where they fit in the place, and they understood their roles and responsibilities, and they understood that they can be for black people and not have to hide it under a bushel. Not try to sugarcoat it and make sure that everybody else is comfortable. Because nobody worries about us being comfortable. And guess what? We fell for the okie doke. We took the Rhodes Scholar. Right? We took the Rhodes Scholar. We got rid of Gus Savage, who never folded on black people, who was a member of our community, and we allowed wealthy people who now run our state to pick our leaders. Did you hear this man say, we will not allow them to pick our leaders? I ain't never seen this speech before in my life. How am I saying the same thing 50 years later? Go to the live line. Call you on the Mays Jackson Show. What's up, caller? Hello?
Oh, hi, this is Katie. Good morning.
Hey, Katie. How you doing, sister?
I'm doing fine. I just got blocked for making a comment on Facebook.
Facebook blocking a whole
after I
bunch
made a
of stuff.
comment.
What you say?
I see. I can't believe I'm going to have to go to the Civil Liberties organization now, put in a complaint. I can't believe it. I just said the truth. Everybody knows it. It's crazy. Well, some people know it. But I wanted to say that Illinois got the Pre-Trial Fairness Act. That's what black people got from the state of Illinois. The Pre-Trial Fairness Act.
Ooh, Katie. That's all we got. I mean, so I guess my thing is that something that helps us or hurts us? How you feeling about that?
I'm still contemplating. I mean, I'm sort of angry about it because I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know about it. I want to know who did this and does this benefit us, and why do white people always tell us what to do and how we should treat our people who are doing bad things to us. And that's how I feel about it.
Thank you, Katie.
So that's it. Okay.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate your call. I don't know that white people tell us how to treat each other. I think it's automatic now. I really honestly believe that you don't have to tell black people make white people comfortable. It's our instinct. It is what we were bred for.
It was life or death.
Still?
Yes. If you look at money as survival.
You steady trying to blame this on capitalism.
I'm telling you, it goes back to capitalism. It's the most of the time that's why we sell each other out. It be for money, it be for profit. To get into proximity, which oftentimes equal profit.
But what I would argue that it doesn't. I would argue with you, Ruthie, that we want to be in proximity, but we don't necessarily want the power. Because if we wanted the power, then we'd empower our own people. You want to be close enough, and you hope that. I feel like it's like everybody hope that they gonna be the next. That somebody rich is one day just gonna come out the sky and bless them.
You ever heard the quote? We used to always. Back in my school days, we used to always have like all these little plastic posters with like all these different sayings on them. And it was this one that I remember. It said, reach for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
And I think that when you strive to deny your blackness, to ascend to a great white life, as you called it, even if you miss that, you'll still be better than them niggas. I'm sorry for the offensive language. If anybody's offended by the N-word.
Man, that's our word. Don't be offended.
But I think that's what be happening. And too, like, for real, I think a lot of black people start off with the mindset of advocacy, and then that advocacy turns into exploitation once you realize, like, dang, I gotta...
There's money over here.
Martha's Vineyard was nice before they busted in the migrants.
Speaking of migrants, I'm going to play another video.
Another one.
Yes, and another one. I think this one, I'm going to play this video today. I know y'all tripping, but I'm going to play it. It's about 7 minutes. Bear with me. The premise of this video is really talking about the migrant situation. And I think it was important because I've tried to tell you all what was happening in our country and why we've got a different dynamic of this Hispanic, Latino, Latinx. But before I do that, I'm going to take the call. Calling on the Mace Jackson Show. What's going on?
Good morning, Mace.
Byron! What's up, dog?
I want to hear that tape about the migrants, man. That's what I want to hear. Because I can comment on that, too. Because I know it's going to be a good one.
All right, so
because reality, we don't want to face reality. We don't want to face reality, man.
So, Byron, this is what I want you to do. I genuinely want you to call back because I'm about to play this clip. I'm going to play the whole thing, and then I want y'all to come back because I really feel like I'm really irritated with them calling this racism, right? And I'm really irritated with the narrative of the Democrats on this. I don't know that it's racist. I think it is the ultimate troll. And it's like it's making people put their money where their mouth is with what's happening. In case you did not hear yesterday, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida flew, well, first of all, he flew people to Martha's Vineyard. Now, you got to understand, remember Inkwell? Martha's Vineyard is where all the elite black people go to vacation. It's where the Obamas go. It's where they, remember last year Obama had his birthday party and they was like, we was all in COVID and then they was having a party that was off the chain. Mm-hmm. And remember Erykah Badu posted the pictures and they ain't got in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Right. They ain't had no mask. It's
right,
his own.
Because they didn't have no mask. They was getting their kicking on. So they dropped off, they flew them to Martha's Vineyard and left them there in the heart of their vacation land. Disturbing everybody, which made all the cameras come to see everybody in their swimsuits. Then they also dropped the whole busload off in front of Kamala Harris's home, which I thought was pretty poetic considering she was down at the border crying. So they brought the border to her. But this is what I like to do. I like to, because I know I have a tendency to be biased. So this is a report on the migrant crisis that is happening courtesy of PBS. Y'all bear with us. It's about 7 minutes. If we lose you from WBGX 1570, I want to say thank you for tuning in. But I want you all to give us a call, 872-259-7474. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Riis, I'm ready. I'm about to go ahead and kick this video off courtesy of PBS.
For 25 years.
They got me. Go ahead, let them keep going.
Supposed to always play.
I had played it before, but I think I reset it and forgot. So anyway, we almost there, Riis, and then we getting ready to get it cracking. You can turn it up now.
Republicans and Democrats at odds over how to handle thousands of migrants arriving at the U.S. southern border. Republican leaders have implemented a new strategy, further escalating tensions. In Washington, D.C. this morning, 2 buses of migrants arrived outside the Naval Observatory near the home of Vice President Kamala Harris. Many people were confused about why they'd arrived here after entering the U.S. at the southern border.
A very long, tough trip. We didn't expect to be left adrift here without knowing where to head to.
That followed 2 flights carrying about 50 migrants that landed in Martha's Vineyard last night. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis said today he was behind those flights.
One of the reasons why we want to transport, because it's expensive if people are coming here. It taxes social services and all these other things. You know, every community in America should be sharing in the burdens.
Republican governors Greg Abbott of Texas and Doug Ducey of Arizona have spent millions this year offering free bus rides from their borders to Democrat-led cities, including New York, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, a political tactic to call attention to the U.S. southern border. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol has seen an increase in border encounters over the last 3 years, a number now on pace to top 2 million this fiscal year for the first time ever. Back in Washington today, the president of the League of United Latin American Citizens decried the moving of migrants for political purposes.
Certain governors are using these families and these refugees for political stunts. It's deplorable and it's really inhumane to treat people like that.
For more on all of this, I'm joined by Teresa Cardinal Brown. She is the Director of Immigration and Cross-Border Policy at the Bipartisan Policy Center in Washington, D.C. Teresa, welcome back to the News Hour. We are on track, as we just said there, to top 2 million border apprehensions at the U.S. southern border. We should mention that's not 2 million people. That's the number of apprehensions. The recidivism remains very high, but that number will be the highest it's ever been. What should we understand about what's driving those numbers up?
Well, I think the first thing to understand is that the 2 million people who are arriving now are not the same types of people, if you will, that we saw the last time we had more than 1.5 million encounters.
Okay, pay attention because I broke this down for you the other day. I just want you to hear it from the white lady so that they don't call me racist. But she said these are not the same people, right? And I want you to listen. Like
in 2000 or in the late 1980s. For most of the time that we've been enforcing immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border, 90+% of everybody that Border Patrol encountered were Mexican, usually adult single Mexican males who were trying to sneak in the country to work. And that meant that we could fairly quickly and rapidly return them back to Mexico. But now we're seeing people coming from all around the world, an increasing number from Central and South America, including from countries that we don't have good diplomatic relationships with, like Venezuela or Cuba or Nicaragua.
Do y'all remember me telling you that they're not Mexicans coming over the border? I want you, and I'm not saying that in a foul way, I want you to listen to this lady break it down so you can understand, because it's like everybody trying to play like we stupid, right? Think about if 2 million people have come over. That's 2 million they caught. That's what they caught. So if you recognize how many people have made it over, what is that going to do to populations? When I talk to you about where do you stand on the right of undocumented immigrants to vote, and then I tell you that there was 2 million people that they caught, which means that it's probably double that made it in. Think about what that shift in population means. I want you to listen to this lady tell you, because there are already established networks and pipelines here. It ain't the same thing that the mayor is telling you.
Nicaragua. So even if we were able to send them back to their countries, those countries won't take them back. That presents a much bigger challenge for our border management strategies. We can't send people back to Mexico that aren't Mexican if Mexico won't allow it. So they have a big say in who we can send back and who we have to take in and allow to proceed into the United States to pursue their cases before immigration court. And what we're seeing right now is a large number, as you've seen on these buses to the cities, as well as the flights today to Martha's Vineyard, are Venezuelans. Venezuelans have been a large migration population, a large refugee population in South America for the last decade. Peru has hosted 6 million Venezuelans for a much longer period of time with a much smaller population than.
Can I point out, though, also that they're coming from places where have you seen the people getting off the buses? Mm-hmm. They look like dudes. They look like they could be MS. Like, if you are from a place of violence and you make it, you gonna make it. I told y'all about machete robberies.
Than we have in the United States, but that's now making its way north. So this is some of the changing composition. And again, many of these people are asking for asylum, which is their right once they arrive in the United States. And that's also a reason why we're not able to just turn them back away.
Teresa, as you know, so Governors Abbott and Ducey of Texas and Arizona basically say their states bear the burden of those rising numbers, and that's how they justify busing people, moving them to other cities. But what do we need to understand about that burden? As I understand it, there are some federal funds that do go to support those states to help house temporarily migrants as they arrive and to move them on to other cities. What should we know about that?
So in the last several years, the FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has been brought in to assist with the migrants that are arriving in those counties and locations along the U.S.-Mexico border. And they do have grants that are available to localities to assist with shelter and food for the migrants that are arriving. But I think it's also important to understand that almost none of those migrants intend to, or in fact are staying in those communities. Those communities are pass-throughs. So yes, for the time period that they were after the migrants arrive, they are a burden, if you will, on those local communities. But they've been doing this now for 6 years. So they have organizations in place. They have communications with the local border patrol when migrants are going to be released. Do
you hear this? So they have information. So it's not the governor of Texas because it's immigration. So why Joe Biden don't connect it? But again, that don't sound good in a TV commercial. It don't sound good when you're talking about racism. They make you think that the people arrive and they're on a dark bus, and they got a whole network of stuff down there. And the people, imagine, Ruthie, you could get a free plane ride to where you want to go. What city you want to go to? I just walked from Venezuela, and now I can get on a bus?
work with the nonprofit organizations and religious organizations that run the shelter
I
systems
told you
down
this.
there. The state and local governments provide medical support and screening for many of these people. So they have a process in place that allows those migrants to try to move on to the other places in the country that they are already moving to. That's not to say that it hasn't been a burden, only to say that those localities have now been dealing with it long enough that they have processes in place.
Well, when you look at the places that are now trying to set up that infrastructure, we spoke to people here in D.C.
The places that are now setting up the infrastructure, what is the budget for the infrastructure? Do you recall me saying budget and Hector Villagrana called me a racist? When I said we have to put money against this. How much? I'm going to talk to you about how we got to play this in a minute, but again, I'm not crazy. Y'all. I swear to God, I be feeling like y'all be thinking I'm crazy. I told you all of this this week.
So in New York and Chicago, they don't have that kind of infrastructure to receive folks. But I have heard from some of them here in D.C., also from NGOs along the border, that, the work to support these arriving populations can be spread to different parts of the country, that some of them do believe other cities should be stepping up. Is there validity to that argument?
I think there is. And as I mentioned, the migrants are moving to other parts of the country. So there are other cities in the country that are receiving them at the end of their journey as they await their decision in immigration court. I think the issue for cities like New York and Washington, D.C. and Chicago is not that there aren't resources available. These are large cities that have been receiving immigrants in New York City centuries. But they were not prepared for the immediate arrival and influx. And so as they get things set up, as they mobilize the resources available to them, yes, they can do more. The issue, I think, is one of, what's the equitable way to manage what's happening at the border? Certainly, I do think the federal government could and should do more in those communities rather than just releasing migrants to make their own way. This is a federal problem. The federal government can think about other ways to receive migrants and manage their cases as they make their way through courts. But we haven't seen, frankly, any of the administrations do that so far.
And we should always point out that fixing immigration and the entire system would take Congress to act. And we haven't seen meaningful reform in over 3 decades. Teresa Cardinal Brown from the Bipartisan Policy Center in Washington, D.C. Thank you for joining us.
This is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I thought that was informative. Hopefully you got something from it. Hopefully there was an opportunity for you to maybe ask some questions, get some questions answered, and some things dispelled. I think you'd be surprised to see what Hispanic Republican congressmen are saying about this process. They think it's actually raising the awareness and the attention to the issue. Is it kind of shifty? Yeah, but they said, man, we got to do something about the border. How is it that, Ruthie, how do we equitably take care of our migrant brothers and sisters?
We can't.
What are you talking about? We have done this for centuries. This is the United States. Give me your sick. Give me your tired. Give me your weary. We have federal funds allocated. I think we need to build an infrastructure.
But so I just feel like it's just conflicting accounts of what's happening, because according to the Texas governor, he is not getting the assistance from the federal government.
Is he not getting enough?
According to the federal government, the Texas governor don't want to work with them. So I don't know who to believe.
Believe them people that just arrived in 500. What did we say? $5,000 a person. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, so you know how you've been saying, like, what's the budget? What's the budget? Yep. So DC, the DC mayor on September 8th.
No, she did $10 million.
So they actually had to create a new office. It's called the Office of Migrant Services, and it was from a DC declaration of public emergency, which allowed her to create the office.
That JB just declared an Office of Public Emergency. Man, Mark gonna be salty. Mark is gonna be salty. He is going to be salty. Because remember we talked about the Office of Office of Black Americans, and now we about to have what y'all gonna say when they open up an Office of Migrant Services?
They're going to have to.
I don't like your face when you said that.
They going to have to. How else they going to deal with this?
They not going to open up an office. Because my question would be, who are the black people that's going to vote for it?
The same ones in D.C.
Huh?
The same ones that let it pass in D.C. They're not going to have a choice.
Who going to vote for it here? Because they going to pass the money.
They're not going to have a choice when Debo Pritzker say, vote for this. They going to vote for it because we are a welcoming state.
Not Debo.
It's J.D. Pritzker, the D for Debo.
It's for Emo.
When he say vote for it, we're going to have to vote. Like, literally, what choice do we have? Like, how else are we going to... We cannot rely on nonprofits to deal with this. So they might as well go ahead and start making the calls to see who going to vote yes, who going to vote no.
How many black people are voting yes for this?
How many do they need in order to have it pass? That is the number that they're going to be getting. They already setting us up like they literally already been setting us up for this to happen. So it's inevitable.
Should we ask people who are running for alderman? Can I ask a question? Does my question about your right to where do you stand on the right for undocumented immigrants to vote, does that now have some relevance? Knowing that 2 million people are going to flood the border, have been caught, which means that 4 million, again, they could change a whole ward. They could change a whole Ruthie. Just think about this in 10 years when there's a remap. So 10,000, let's say half of it is women. Over 10 years, how many children? How many and where is the open space for people to move for cheap? In your neighborhood. Just saying. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more smack. We'll be back after these masks. We're going to talk about the aftermath of ego when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? What's up?
Hi, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey! Okay, hold on. I'm going to make an official nomination right now that we make Katie the new president of the phone club. Riis, can I get a second from you, man?
I second it.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Everybody tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. If you vote that Katie should be the new president of the phone club, please signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Congratulations, you are now the new president of the phone club. Katie from Ashburn.
We did it. We did it. You're going to be the next president.
How you doing, boss lady?
Fine. Thank you. I accept that nomination. Thank you.
All right. You got drafted.
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they did get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a a hero, I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero, I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there is terrorism.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Terrorism.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. It is the last hour. It is 8:19 on Friday, which means we got 41 minutes to go till the weekend. Well, not for me because I still got to work, but I can't wait for the weekend. I think I'm going to try and sleep. Well, I ain't going to get to sleep late. I might go to sleep early today. Oh, I gotta go to another party. I've been having good times, y'all. I've been going to I feel like I'll be having more. I'm gonna start going to some more events, and just reporting back. You know what I mean? Like, this is what happened. This is who I saw. This is what I did yesterday. Shout out to Willie Preston. I was at his event yesterday. And Ruthie, this always happens to me. So I'm sitting there, I'm having a drink. You know, I try to stay out the way so I don't be, I don't be trying to do too much. Right? And as I'm sitting there, I'm talking to the city treasurer, and then a state senator, current state senator walks up to me and says to me, why didn't you endorse me for what? I saw your card and you didn't endorse me. And I was kind of like, well, did you ask me? Did you ask us for the endorsement? Or was it that we were just supposed to support you? And then she goes on to tell me about like her stance, her position, that she was the only one and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be honest with you, Ruthie. As I was listening to it, I was like, I really wish you would have done a better job of communicating that. I'm not saying that we would have endorsed you, but I do like a lot of your stances. Mm-hmm. And it's actually the inspiration of why I was playing Gus Savage this morning, because she was from the Gus Savage tree, right? And Gus Savage, if you know Gus Savage, he was the original J.B. Pritzker target, right? Because he spoke about the role of certain communities in our community. Mm-hmm. And then they decided that he had to go, so they went and got a child molester to beat him. And they remember Mel Reynolds, who messed with the little kids?
Ooh.
Right?
I remember that.
They used him to take out Gus Savage because we like the educated Negro against the college-educated Rhodes Scholar from Bill Clinton. Because, over the pro-black old nigga that spoke up for black people. And so understand that for years there has been a concerted effort to make sure that there are no more vociferous Negroes elected. So, I always think of Paul Williams telling me about the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus when they were fighting. Like, Ruthie, one day they showed up to work with, what's the matter, we straight? One day we showed up to work in prison suits. They sat on the floor of the Illinois House of Representatives because they said that Madigan was treating them like slaves. So imagine the front page of the newspaper and all the black elected officials showed up in the black and white stripes with balls and chains.
Oh, wow.
Imagine Gus Savage in his heyday, friend of Minister Farrakhan, did not deny him, founded the Chatham, the Citizen newspaper, because one of the best friends, it was three amigos. It was Harold Washington, Gus Savage, and I'm missing, and I think it was Charlie Metcalf, but I can't remember the third one. And they all had different philosophies, but they were all allies, right? But Gus Savage was the one who would say it. Mm-hmm. Like, call the name, call the people. He didn't care. And because he was so embraced by his people and he was insulated in the district, he could talk for black people because black people elected him, right? So he could say what black people really felt. Like right now, I don't think that there's any black person that is elected that can actually communicate how black people feel about the immigrant situation. There will not be one black elected official that will communicate specifically the way that their community wants to be communicated for, even though they represent them. Because I'm going to ask you, if you open up the phone lines right now, please, black people, call me I want to know your position. And do you think your legislator will represent your position on the immigrant situation? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. And it gets to my point of the arrogance of ego. We are often put in a place where the people put in position to represent us don't necessarily consult us. They just know what's best for us. based on the marching orders that they've given, and they can usually they usually are given their talking points as to why it's good for black people. And then they can regurgitate it to you. But how many times do you think your elected official represents your actual opinion? And so there's this thing that I'm starting to, well, I'm not going to say I started to see, is preachers and politicians believe that they are royalty in our community because we don't have wealthy people. And so the proximity to wealth and the hope that one day wealth will be created because we are smart enough to know that wealth is legislated puts us in a position where our elected officials don't necessarily want to see you succeed because then they won't be the royalty. So we lose the servant when we begin to believe that we're writing checks. When you are put in front of bazillionaire lobbyists who tell you or convince you that this is in the best space, and then they tell you that you're giving away, you're not, unless you are like one of our great philanthropists and you're writing the check yourself. The arrogance of the aftermath of ego is that you begin to believe that you are the savior, when essentially you are the servant. And what winds up happening is the lobbyists make you feel like you a servant, but that's because that's who you listening to. You ain't looking or responding to the people that you really represent. So ask me a question. So let me ask you, is there anybody black not is there anybody black? Who are the black, what wards, what legislative districts do you think support housing and reallocating funds or moving funds around for undocumented immigrants or for the asylum seekers? How many black constituencies say allocate resources to that? I would bet you that it's less than 20%. I think that every time we talk about the resources, all I hear from black people is, man, we ain't got that. What about this? What about that? We ain't got this. We ain't got that. The arrogance of ego allows you to ignore that, not vocalize it, and then vote with what the governor says. The arrogance of ego allows you to justify why we have no piece of cannabis or business. The arrogance of ego allows you to be comfortable in the disenfranchisement of your people, because someone has flattered your ego to tell you that you're all that. But my thing would always be, family, we're not, if one industry can make $200 a month and there is absolutely no black people in it, you can't pat yourself on the back. You cannot walk around black people and be like, it's all good. You got work to do, fam. It's like people, the building is, they ain't even got a foundation on the building, and people are like, give me I'm Pharaoh because I haven't even laid the foundation. And we're supposed to clap and cheer and be grateful for the conversation about the foundation. Now we watching white buildings go up everywhere. And if you can comfortably walk amongst black people and pat yourself on the back, knowing that we have zero infrastructure, knowing what, like I was talking to people about what's going on with this Chewy thing, and pretty much all the black people was like, you kind of right. And everybody walking around with their chest stuck out. Chest stuck out because they going to be tilling their own garden while all of us are working for somebody else. But you cool. You cool. Because All the other people telling you great, not your constituency. If you're telling me about what you've done so great and not your constituency, like if you telling me how great you are, but the people that live there don't tell me that, who am I supposed to listen to? We cannot, there is this level of arrogance that comes in our space for no achievements. And what we allow is white folks to give us participation trophies that we want to walk around and be like, you was the star. No, fam. I don't see it. I'll put this back again. Somebody tell me what is the most significant black accomplishment in the last 20 years. And I'm going to break it down. Tell me what the most significant black accomplishment is in the last 2 years. I won't even do 20. I'll do 2. Give me 2. Tell me where we got out of jail free while white people got rich. You patting yourself on the back for that? Yes? $200 million a month in gambling. Sports betting. No. $200 million in slot machines and VGTs a month. Not a year, a month. Zero participation. What are you charged about? Like, who are you stunting for? Right? Like, stunt for black people. Come in the room and be like, man, I helped that millionaire, that millionaire, that millionaire, that millionaire. We in the room and we can't even, I got to go beg to, I watch people write checks out. They be spending their pocket change. What you say, JB, go to his Crown Royal bag?
Yeah.
And it's painful because I want to be a cheerleader for all of our people. But when the white folks tell you don't worry about them niggas over there, because all they is some... No, fam, we the same people who ain't ate. Who still starving. Who still watching people eat steak. It was the ultimate yesterday in, I promise you, I am watching at least 25 people having a steak dinner at Chicago Cut. And I'm just doing the math, and I'm like, that's a $15,000 dinner. Mm. Can I tell you something? Black folks would have you as a black person throw that dinner and know that it would bankrupt you and order and keep on ordering. Because you trying to play on the same level as the white folks. So they make you do the same thing the white folks do, knowing that you don't even get the white folks contracts. Then tell you ain't jack because you ain't. I'm sorry, I can't do what such and such did because you voted on their legislation that made them multimillionaires. Every session. And it's painful because we walk by each other like we find a way to rationalize in our mind why the niggas is mad. And then what winds up happening is we retreat to the white folks because the niggas is looking like, man, Joe, what you doing? Then shame me because I can't do it the same way the white folks do. The arrogance of ego, the aftermath of ego is we all stay poor. And you wind up going back to the same white people to get you reelected. So you and can I tell you what black people would rather? They would rather be subservient or rather owe white people than black people. Black people will try to figure out how to get out of owing you. They will rationalize in their mind why that nigga didn't have nothing to do with this. I would have did it by myself without you. As compared to saying, dang man, let's expand the team. I'm here now. Mace Jackson show. Like, show me what I want somebody to point to me. You can give it to me anywhere in Cook County. Point to me, not social services. Point to me the economic development engines that have happened for the black people. And can I read something to you real quick? Because while everybody patting themselves on the back. Yesterday at 4 p.m. Hold on, let me see if I... Breaking news. Water main breaks in Dixmoor, the latest of nearly 15 in a month, village president says. Okay, so while everybody patting themselves on the back, talking about who, what, where, when, why, how, a water line through a main thoroughfare in Dixmoor broke Thursday, the latest in a series of nearly 15 line breaks this month, affecting the south suburb, village president Fitzgerald Roberts said. The Illinois Department of Transportation announced a road closure on Wood Street. Didn't they just say they was fixing Wood Street last week? Look, and it starts at 144th to 143rd. So, no water in Dixmoor. Water mains breaking. People doing press conferences all over the world. All over the city. And ain't now one been in Dixmoor? Like, who held the Dixmoor press conference? And you know the mayor of Dixmoor can't really talk too much smack because guess what's going to happen? What happens when you black and you talk up? You get punished. So now if I embarrass you, right, the black folks be like, I can't say nothing because if I say something, then they going to treat me worse. My premise is, dag, I don't say nothing. I do say something. Y'all still trying to cut me off.
That part.
So do I just not say nothing? Because clearly nobody else is talking about Dixmoor. Any pictures, any photos? Any mobilizations? Oh, Midlothian, the first place I ever saw the Ku Klux Klan, is mobilizing water for Dixmoor.
Oh, that's good.
Right? I don't know that we get to pat ourselves on the back with a triple black unemployment rate in Illinois. If black unemployment is 3 times white unemployment in Illinois, I don't know that anybody black gets to pat themselves on the back. Unless you can convince yourself or you can be convinced them niggas don't really want to work. They don't want to do nothing for themselves, right? No, I'm telling you, that's what really happens. Because as you start to move away from your people, right? We have to be black first, Democrat second. And black first, Democrat second. It's not a new concept. I've been saying it. But I guess my thing, forget the news coverage, right? Like, the black news, what is the point of black power if you won't wield it? Can I tell you, if the Black Caucus got together and said, Governor Pritzker, every day we wake up and this nigga is on the radio talking about the water in Dixmoor. Can you please do something? Please. Can we declare a state of emergency so you can fix the procurement process? Because remember, 3 weeks ago, everybody was cool with Dixmoor not having no water till they got an audit from the previous administration. So, no, and Ruthie, that's like, you know how when people be like, I'm human, and you know, you go and you see the accountant say, that's great, but you got to pay for that water. So then we hear it's $2 million. The governor is sending checks. Like, I saw a state legislator talking about sending $100 rebate checks back to people while Dixmoor's water's not fixed. How are we sending money back? Do you think the people at Dixmoor want a $100 check or they want some water?
Water.
It is. So I feel crazy. I do. I feel crazy because I be like, really, dog? Are y'all really? what black people you like? I want my heart for black people to go away. I do. I want to not see what I see. I feel like we're willing to stunt on our own people. Like, we have come to the point where we're willing to agree with white folks on how they view our people and why we don't get stuff. Like, we don't even view ourselves. I've read some things where people like, niggas ain't did nothing for me. Femo, your job is to do stuff for people. You're the servant, not me. I'm the constituent. I'm supposed to be serviced. And direct, like, I've been watching, I've seen some crazy stuff this week. I was watching somebody deal with a person, and I was like, people will wait for the moment to do you when you're down. And so the best thing to do is to start stacking having so much relationship with your community that when you ain't the superstar, when they've decided they want a new Negro, right? Because, again, we watched what happened to Ken Duncan. Won't nobody talk about it. I was there. I saw who helped. I saw who stepped back, who watched through all of it. And I watched as everybody backed away and watched the lynching. And I think the thing that bothers me is that it could happen again. Mm-hmm. And again. And again. And we still haven't learned that there is no special Negro. You could be as nice, you can make white people feel as comfortable as you want. They still see you as a Negro. Now, they see you as a beneficial Negro, but pay attention. Pay attention to what you're not invited to. Right? Pay attention to where you're not invited. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break. It's time for Tell Me Something Good. Tell me something good. Wow, wow. Tell me. You know what, Jerome? I think it's not even naming names. I think we should just start. I think the report card is the best thing. I think we should take the report card. I think we should start delivering the report card to black folks and being like, okay, here's what you think about yourself, but here's what your score says. Get out of your feelings. Because the fact of the matter is there is no accountability. You ain't got to be accountable to nobody, so you can say anything you want. Who verifies that? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back for Tell Me Something Good.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
This is Monster Jam, the official Monster Truck Series. Witness the world's best drivers competing in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Be part of the action. Let's hear it. Make some noise. Brought to you by Great Clips. Get your savings coupon for participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena September 16th through 18th.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
And now, traffic and weather.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
Good morning. what's in it for the Black People Media family. The time is now 8:44 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, the White Sox will beat the Cleveland 8-2. And don't forget, this Sunday, the Bears play in Lambeau at 7:20. Looking for a place to watch the game? Reach out to Obsidian, the only place to be. Let's head over to traffic now on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 45 minutes. Outbound will be 31 on the Edens. Deerfield to the Exchange, 54 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 41 on the Eisenhower. Thorndale to the Loop, 51 minutes. Outbound will be 33. While the Stevenson is 53 minutes. I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound 41. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is now 35 minutes. Outbound will be 28 on the Dan Ryan. Is 19 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 10 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7, and it's still 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is now currently 70 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 84 with a low of 63. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Friday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Money grew on trees. I got these bills after bills and they just keep coming. Working overtime but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. Adult life is gas. Why money ain't free? Why it ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Why can't they just give it to me? I don't wanna work but nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Yeah. Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler and Ruthie Moore. Hey, yo. Don't let nobody convince you to minimize your own people, because it only minimizes you. See, you got to understand that when these people tell you to the biggest people that they want you to, they be, you know, it's funny, I was talking to an alderman yesterday and he was like, man, you know, them mouths always be talking crazy and, you know, they ain't gonna do nothing for you, and, you know, and there are black people who the matrix ain't working. The matrix got a glitch for them. They're not crazy. We're not crazy. The Mau-Maus, quote unquote, if you did your job, would be tools for you. But because you haven't done your job before, you know how they say you can't hold nobody else accountable if you can't run your own house? Mm-hmm. I'm starting to understand why these people do what they do. Like, I'm starting to understand why people go off and start hollering and screaming and craziness, etc. Because there is almost an immunity to black pain and suffering by black people. Like, our black elected officials are immune to our pain and suffering, often because they don't have to suffer that pain and suffering until they've gotten on the wrong side. So most of them stay on the right side. But it is so crazy to me to watch poor black people with the ability to make other black people wealthy have more preference to go hang with the rich white folks. Like me, Maze Jackson, if I could open a store that made me a millionaire and it only served black people, I'd be okay with that. I believe that there are black people that would take $100,000 and be around white folks. They be like, I'm straight, I'm comfortable, and I could go over their house and eat. And they would rather go over to their house and eat and tell you I was over at the white boy house instead of saying we got our own crib over here where we making steak, lobster, the whole you dig. I'd rather eat your I'd rather come over to your house and be able to tell you y'all ain't eating like me. When I say, fam, if you came over here, we got a whole cow. You can pick what you want. You can even have an oxtail, even though it's a cow booty. It's hard. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if anybody has been strong enough to stand up for it. Like, I don't know that there's a critical mass of pro-black people that allow black people to have the courage to stand. Like, to be unashamed about their blackness. Not like the cool, I'ma wear a scarf blackness on the day. I'm talking about blackness where people come see me and they know I gotta have an answer to what's in it for the black people. If you already compromising that, right, they already got you. There's nothing like you want to put the Maze Jack and you'll let them put the personality into it. You'll let people convince you, oh, I can't say that because then they're gonna say it's crazy. No, what's in it for the black people should be everybody's question. Maze, not what's in it for Maze. Mm-hmm. But see, when you minimize the question, then they feel like, oh, we ain't got to answer that. But meanwhile, then the Latinos just had a conference where they said that of all this social service money came down, they wasn't getting enough. So they wanted to have a summit because they're going to advocate for their self-interest. Meanwhile, Ty and them still don't get no money. $250 million in violence prevention money, and ECCSC ain't got them. Now, if it was me and I was a legislator, I'd rather have them as allies than enemies. But remember, there is a whole industry created around avoiding niggas to keep the shield up, right? And so I feel like it's going to have to get to a point where people are going to have to be embarrassed. Like, they're going to have to be like, no, you don't speak for us. Where they get to come, because the socially awkward moments are how people get over on us, right? So I'm going to come to an event and I'm not going to embarrass nobody. So I'm going to sit but hold on. We getting ready to have all these conversations. Y'all finna chop up money and I'm going to be quiet because we don't want to have that. What I've come to recognize is all of these people benefit from the socially awkward situation of us being unwilling to call it out.
No, it's called respectability politics. That's what they benefit from.
I'm going to give it to you because respectability politics don't work for us. It has not. And it's like the respectability politics creates an opportunity creates a space of comfort where you do not have to deliver. So it was funny because I was talking to an alderman yesterday and we was talking about who's going to run for mayor. And he was like, your people going to run up under the mayor no matter how bad it was. And they going to be taking pictures and selfies. And I just thought, like, why am I doing this? Because it happened. Like, no matter how much we talk about, like, we still want the picture, not the bag. And so when everybody come in and everybody start throwing roses at your feet, then you start feeling like, oh, I did that. Mm-hmm. No, there's no building. There's a sign that says here in the future will be the black infrastructure. It ain't there. But you gonna look at me crazy. Like, niggas can't see what's going on over here. I've been doing family. Black unemployment is 3 times what it is for white people in Illinois. As y'all are bringing in people. I'm not tripping. But if you have been able to convince yourself that niggas is just out here, and I'm using these words because that is how you treat us. They just out here mad. They don't want nothing. No, famo. Niggas don't want a job. No, famo. Yes, they do. Just like they want to go out to the restaurant and not be patted down. At a restaurant. And we have come to the rationalization of that. And that same pat down to go into the restaurant is the same thing that happens to conscious black people.
Except instead of a pat down, they have to strip you down.
Right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Oh, why y'all ain't call? Y'all ain't got no Tell Me Something Good? It's Tell Me Something Good Friday. Let me stop because I done... Thank you. Wow, wow. Tell me that you love me. Yeah. Hey, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. This is time for my favorite part of the show at the end of the week. Tell me something good Friday. Ruthie Mo. Tell me something good. I know it's Friday. Yeah. I'm gonna see my daddy. Go ahead.
It's Friday. Thoroughly enjoy Fridays.
Do you thoroughly enjoy Fridays?
Thoroughly. So
do you
I guess
go to bed early or do you stay up late on Fridays?
Bed early? Who does that?
Man, me.
I might do a midday nap so I can be ready for the night. What going to bed early on no Friday?
What you do Friday night?
Nothing. Try to stay up. I'm so lame. I'll be asleep. I ain't gonna even stunt. I turn the TV is like white noise to me.
It's not really.
It makes me go to sleep.
It does too for me too, but it's not white noise. Your brain never goes to rest.
Really? Oh no, mine do.
Ruthie,
I think I have psychologically advanced past the other humanoids.
Ruthie, I'm telling you, I used to think that too. And then
you are a mere humanoid. I have surpassed you.
You probably got a port for your body. You probably got a port.
Gotta charge myself up.
Like plug Ruthie in the morning.
Take me to your leader.
She had it in her dreads.
Listen, you gotta be. We all from outer space.
Well, find out. I was just realizing that outer space is coming closer. Like we have gotten to the point. Do you remember when Todd used to always want to do UFOs? You wasn't on the show. And me and Todd, I'm talking about white Todd, would always want to do a show about UFOs, and me and black Todd would be like, no, this is some white people stuff out this world. And now, if you watch, and we was making fun of President Trump for Space Force, it's real, dog.
We need it.
No, it's real.
They just did a whole movie on it. Nope.
They said it was real. They said that we had some.
No, they said it's real, Joe.
Oh, I know it's real.
Hey, you, Riis, what you been? You got a Martian in your closet or something?
No, I'm just saying. I know it's.
That's offensive.
Oh, you offending the Martian.
The people of green hue. Should we add the Martians to people of color too? Because they're gonna be green.
They're otherworlders.
The opinion of Maze Jackson otherworlders is not the opinion of Riis.
The illegal aliens for real. Oh, we can't say that.
Okay, you gonna get a letter.
I'm talking about the outer space aliens.
You gonna get a letter from them. E.T.
Man,
and them.
E.T. home.
E.T. and them.
E.T. right home.
What alpha alien?
You don't know about Alpha's a fool.
Yeah, I don't even know. That's when you had no choice but to watch certain things because when
Alpha was a fool.
I used to love Alpha.
Everybody loved Alpha. Man, Alpha was bogus.
And that robot girl, Vicky.
Oh, Little Wonder, Small Wonder.
You have a great memory. Yep,
I remember that. That was an afternoon show. That was Small Wonder, Punky Brewster, Silver Spoons.
Don't take it too far.
You remember Silver Spoons?
Don't
Silver Spoons is where Alfonso Ribeiro came from.
Who?
Carlton.
Oh, okay.
Man, before he was after he was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Remember when he did the Michael Jackson and he burnt his hair up? And he was Mike burnt his hair up. I was trying to make him, Alfonso Ribeiro just went straight. Him and Ricky Schroeder, he just took that role all the way to the thing. All right. Tell me something good. What else you got to tell me for Friday? You talk about some It's Friday. You better do better than that, kid.
That's pretty much it. I'm going to the Eaglewood Music Fest.
Did you get some tickets?
Shout out to Alderman Coleman.
Did she get you some VIP? See, that's what I'm talking about. Did you get you some VIP too?
No, I ain't get mine.
Riis, well, you can get some. You good. She got you. I think there's a link. I'll try and send it to you as well, but I'm sure we can call her and get you on.
Actually, I'm gonna talk to you because I think we should, we should have a VI, like a what's in it for the Black People media pack. We should be interviewing these people.
Riis,
Riis,
stop.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
Riis, you ain't even do the fantasy football pool.
Riis, stop. Don't add nothing else to your plate.
Dog.
You still ain't cut them commercials. You better stop.
Right. You eat.
First of all, I didn't even see the commercial.
So
I don't even check my email.
Okay, but I bet on payday. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
I got paid the other time 5 days later, and I didn't even say
it wasn't
nothing.
5 days.
I was calm.
It was 2 days, and you don't gotta be calm.
I can't get suggestions on how to see. Look, and then they say get suggestions. So I won't get no more suggestions.
I want you to suggest all day. I just want you to do it.
You can't suggest it. He gonna make you do it.
I'm gonna just say like everybody be like,
Ruthie,
man,
they still ain't got that hoodie yet, Ruthie.
What you talking about?
See how?
JB Allen at you.
See how they?
I want to know.
Look how you see.
But I'm just saying. See how she? You know what I'm saying? I just have to let her know. It's all good. Hey, you right.
Okay.
Well, I see that CMAs. That's why we can't get ahead.
I'm just telling you.
Because we gonna take everybody down. You going down with me?
I'm not tripping. That's why I be like, I'm gonna be through fooling with y'all. I'm probably gonna go join Chewy, man. Like you messing with the black folks, man. Black folks will do you. Black folks, it's so funny because black folks act like you owe them and they ain't did nothing for you, and then they be like, fam, can you help somebody first? I be helping everybody, and I be got to start from scratch every day.
Every day?
Okay, every week. It's the Mace Jackson Show. DJ Riis the Ruler. On the ones and two. Oh, what, you gonna turn your camera off now? You gonna turn your mic off now?
Riis back that mad.
Damn, Ruthie, you done made Riis mad. You done made him mad because he wanted to go do film videos, and I was just like, man.
Happy birthday to my beautiful mother that turned 60 in 2 days. She is enjoying herself on vacation with with my older daughter that turned 13 on the 5th. So that is my tell me something good. I got no kids. Even though my son is home, he is grown, so I have no kids.
Put your shirt on, boy.
I don't listen. I probably won't only
granddaddy
see him.
house.
Listen, if he leave, it's to the point where if he tell me stuff and I be like, why you telling me this? You like 19. Like, all right, just leave. Just text me. Like I'm like that. Like, it's all
you
good.
Get to check up out the house. I'm leaving.
Check out the house. He's 19.
Hey,
if he came to me and be like,
I'm
19
moving now, what I'm gonna say?
Out
and he ain't gonna say I'm gone.
If he was like, I'm finna move out, what am I gonna tell him?
Yeah, bye.
I can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's disrespectful, there's nothing really I can do. Something. He'd be like, all right, Pops, I'm leaving. I'd be like, all right, he'd be like, oh man, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. So carefree. I'm gonna enjoy myself as a guest. I'm gonna enjoy myself as a guest at the Inglewood Fest tomorrow. I'm gonna
turn up.
I'm gonna sit back there, relax. I'm just breeze through there. Thank my cuz, she hooked me up.
I ain't been to a concert in the daytime in a minute though, so it's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah, so I'm
got a pre-plan.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a little weird.
You got a pre-plan.
Yeah, they had Q last year, from 112.
112.
Yeah, they had him down.
I think I'm going to Riot Fest.
I'm gonna go ahead, but yeah,
I'm going to see Q, man.
Make sure you don't put on no black people shirts.
Oh, I'm putting on black. I'm definitely putting on black.
You got to be respectable.
It's the Latinos. I'm going to the Riot Fest is for the white people. Ain't gonna be no Latinos.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be respectable.
I'm gonna say it was a good day. Telling them, man, I'm here for Cube, yo. Cube, tell me something that you like. All right, Riis, what else? That should tell me something good. All right,
I'm gonna work. Just work all weekend, man. That's it.
That's why I be working. I got 3 meetings today. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell me something good. First of all, and I blew it. Does anybody want to go to Monster Jam? If there's, I blew this, but this weekend is Monster Jam at Allstate Arena, where Tennille is in her 20th year, 20 plus years of working with Feld Entertainment. If somebody is interested in going to Monster Jam this week. Hey, Riis, I'm going to open up the phone lines real quick. Ruthie, you want to do 15 minutes. I want to open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. First person that calls in that would like to win a family 4-pack to the Allstate Arena, any show this weekend to take their kids to see Monster Jam, the big trucks. First person to call, Riis, open up the phone lines, 872-259-7474. I'm going to put it up there. If you call, you are the first person to call. Tennille will put you on the guest list. You will be man, you been to Monster Jam? You ain't took the babies to the Monster Jam? You tripping?
Colt. Well, listen, I don't know. Just because we went in February or something, I'm trying to tell
No, they
you.
opened the door.
It's like, okay, so that's probably what it was because
They opened the door and it was February.
Right.
But take a jack, but man, and get you some earphones. But I'm telling you, like the kids, like what's the one that all the kids love? It's all the big truck. Ruthie, they be jumping, flipping, broom, broom. They go over, they be crushing cars, the whole thing. You should let us know if you want to take the nephews and nieces. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you, black people done started going and taking it over. I remember the first time we went, Ruthie. They like, what are y'all doing here in our parts?
Oh man, I know the first caller is gonna be upset, man. Somebody called in and hung up and lost their spot, man.
Oh, wow. Man. All right, first caller. If you are the first caller on the line, give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. You want a chance to win tickets to the Monster Jam this weekend, courtesy of Feld Entertainment and Aunt Tennille. Be the first call. Wait, somebody on the phone line, Riis? Already they call?
See, that's why you should have did like the fifth caller. So like you ever call in, they be like, no, you third caller. Hang up, call back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
well, they don't know if they the fifth caller. Is anybody up there? But is it just one?
Nah,
it's some callers.
It's
all right. So
it's quite a few. Five.
So that's what I want you to do. I want you to start from the bottom. Your caller. You are the fifth caller. You're the fourth caller. You're the third caller.
Okay.
All right. So start caller. Hello, caller. What you calling for? Hello, caller. You there? Hola, caller. All right, Riis, that's the fifth caller. Caller, are you there? Hello?
They call not going through. 1 second.
Caller.
All right, that call ain't doing. Let's try this one. Let's try the next call.
Caller, you there? Hello, caller.
Yo, fourth caller.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, caller. How are you? What's your name?
Hi, I'm wonderful. This is Lisa from Bolingbrook.
From Bolingbrook? Oh, we might have to cheat. We might have to cheat. Lisa from Bolingbrook. What are you calling for?
I am calling for those Monster Jam tickets.
Oh, wait. Riis, you might have to put on hold. You got to hold on. I'm going to see if I can work something out. Because if you call from Bolingbrook, Riis, you hold on. Now, you are the fourth caller, and I'm looking for the first one. So you hold on, though, Lisa, because I'm going to see if we can get on to Neil to work this out. So keep on the line. Take the next caller, Riis. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What you got? Who you calling? What you calling for?
So, am I disqualified? This Felicia.
Is this Felicia Simmons Stovall?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You like disqualified or something?
Bye, Felicia. You are caller number 3. We'll see you at the meeting tomorrow. All right, that's Felicia. All right, Riis, how many callers? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller, you there?
Hi, this is Jerry from Chicago. I'm here.
Hey, Jerry, what you calling for?
The Monster tickets.
You trying to win Monster tickets? Man, Jerry, you are the second caller, man. You was this close. Oh, you was the third caller. You was this close. You almost got it. Try for us again next week. We got Sesame Street tickets coming too. Next caller, Riis. Caller, are you there? Caller?
Hey, morning.
Good morning, caller. Who is this? I can hear you. What's your name?
This is Juan from Elk Grove Village.
Juan, what's up? Juan Martinez? Juan.
Good, you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Juan, you know you listen to the Mace Jackson Show faithfully. I see your name up there all the time. You're not going to write a letter on me, are you?
No. I'm Puerto Rican, so I support most of the stuff you say.
My man. Juan, well, I promise you, I wish I could give you the tickets, but you are the second caller, and I got to take the first one. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller, you there? Caller, you there?
Constance Foster.
This person should win.
Who is this?
Constance Foster.
Constance Foster. Oh, there is the official greeter of the Mace Jackson Show. Constance Foster wins the tickets to Monster Jam. Make some noise for our girl, Constance. You supposed to win, Constance. Now you hold on to Lisa on Bolingbrook. So now, Constance, you know we're gonna get your information. Riis is gonna take your number down, and then we're gonna have Tennille get you the tickets. And what they'll do is leave them for you at will call. So you'll go to Allstate Arena. You'll pick your show. You'll go to Allstate Arena, and then those tickets will be waiting for you, and Tennille will have you in a super special hookup spot. Okay?
All right, thank you.
I'm super happy for you. I'm glad you called. I'm glad you won those tickets. And let me see, is Aunt Tennille in the chat?
Thank you.
Constance, say hello. Welcome everybody like you welcome everybody any other time. Because you know you be welcoming us in the chat.
To the Mace Jackson Morning Show.
Hey, that is our official greeter, Constance Foster. And Constance, I heard that you are related to one of my fraternity brothers, James Washington. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. That's my nephew.
Let me tell you, he was proud as a mug to tell me that I was like, Constance, he's like, that's my auntie. I said, nah, that's my auntie. We almost had a fight. We had to have it settle it during the fraternity. Thank you, Constance. And I got all that jewelry, man. We trying to figure out when we gonna wear it. And I love what you got for me. I appreciate you. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Constance Foster will get the information. Lisa, you still there from Bolingbrook?
I'm still here.
All right, Lisa. Now I'm gonna tell Riis to take all your information down too, and I'm gonna hustle Tennille. Okay. I'm gonna get you a family 4-pack. Now, first of all, we got a couple questions that I gotta ask before I go out hard. What high school?
Sure. I went to Richard T. Crane High School in Chicago.
I'm not gonna hold that against you. What high school you root for now?
We say that again.
What high school you root for now?
Crane High School.
What? You ain't getting no tickets. What school your kids go to?
Bolingbrook Raiders. I told you.
You ain't getting no. What school your kids go to? Talk about.
And you know what? My kids are like grown. My kids are like so grown. So they went to the city school.
Okay, I ain't gonna hold.
They went to the city school, and I'm new to Bolingbrook, and I like Bolingbrook.
That's right, cause it's the bomb. It's the home of the Raiders.
Hey.
And so look,
yes,
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get your information down. We gonna have Aunt Tennille call you too, cause I figure I could figure out a way to get you up for. Now, who you gonna take to the con? Who you gonna take if you ain't got no kids?
You know what? My family from Wisconsin is coming in, so I've got a few grandbabies, and they would love to see the Monster Jam. So this will be so awesome.
So you tell them that Aunt Tennille and Uncle May is going to make sure that's part of the Bolingbrook love you get when you from the Brook, right? And you just a newbie to the Brook. But the next time I ask you about what school you support, you be like Bolingbrook via Crane. Don't you be telling me about
I got you,
Crane, T. Crane. But I'm super glad that you called, Lisa, so we're going to get you squared away. Riis, make sure you got a number down and get it to Aunt Tennille. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Oh, we got 2 more callers. Caller, you on the wait? They called afterwards.
And they called afterwards.
Okay, callers, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Tell me something good. What's going on? Caller, they mad they didn't get the tickets. You done hung up now. Caller, you there? Hold it. Caller.
I'll try the other one. Yeah.
Okay, next caller. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Hello. Say hello to my little friend.
Like it says, Pastor Foster.
It's me again. I think I hung up on.
Oh, who is this? Lisa or Constance?
Constance.
Hey, Constance. Okay, well, Riis got your information, so we're going to have Tennille call you and she'll get that squared away for you. Okay? But you going to be straight. You know we got you.
Right.
Monster Jam. Take some good pictures and tell the babies to wear some earmuffs or get some there because it's loud. All right. Anybody else, Riis?
Okay,
anybody on the line? Love you, Constance. Thank you so much. Anybody else on the line, Riis?
Yeah, I think this is...
Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show?
I think we already talked to Lisa, though. Right?
Hey, man, I was disconnected. This is Lisa.
Oh, Lisa. Okay, we got all your information, so you'll get a phone call a little bit later on today. So you get a 312 number. Don't.
Good show.
Thank you so much. Glad you tuned in. Let me do my tell me something good real quick. Thank y'all for calling in. And let me just say this. That just tells me that we do have listeners, right? Because if we said call in after 9 o'clock and we had all them calls on the phone lines lit up, our people out here. My tell me something good very quickly. Music licensing, which I got to go work on some more today. Monster Jam, which we gave away the tickets. Bears versus Packers this weekend at Obsidian. If you're looking for a place on Saturday night to watch the game, hit me on the inbox. I think we're going to have, I'm trying to decide what the food is going to be. I was thinking about doing a lobster crab boil, but I don't think that. But we will have some food, probably. Well, we definitely going to have some food, some drinks, maybe another Bloody Mary tequila taco bar, something going on. Shout out to Willie Preston. Shout out to Patrick Brutus. I had a great time at their fundraisers yesterday. My other Tell Me Something Good. Shout out to all the Latinos who show me more love than the black people do. Shout out to the Latinos who recognize self-interest. And when you say you're fighting for your self-interest, they be like, oh, I got it. Shout out to the Latinos who be like, Maze! Not Maze. Shout out to the white people to do the same thing. And shout out to the black people. But I do need y'all to stop poking y'all chest out while all us poor. Right? Like, don't be poking your chest out, showing us how good you eat in your fancy suits while we all out here starving. Talking about what y'all gonna do for y'allself. And then I want to do somebody black you should know. Right? You know, it used to be somebody you should know. Mm-hmm. I want to do somebody black you should know. Antonil, I'm going to put the task on you because I want to say like a black mom you should know. We can start with the mom squad. But I want to get out of this. You know, we honor all the same people all the time, Ruthie. Like the award cycle be the same 20 people. And there's so many people doing good work out here that don't get the props. We want to be the people's champ. You know, I've been trying to be the champ of the upper crowd, the you know, like trying to be the champ up here. But the win is with the people. And I it's like one day I believe there's going to be a people's army that is going to say enough of all this. Like one of these days, I just want to show up to some events with just like all the black people. Like I want everybody to buy a ticket. And then I just want to be there. And I want there to be enough black people that black people can feel comfortable being black. Right? Like you ever remember when your cousins came, I told you about, like, I feel like most of our black people be around white folks waiting for their cousins to get there. And as long as their cousins ain't there, they gonna adapt. They gonna smile, they gonna dance, they gonna sing, they gonna do whatever. So I just think we gotta really stop patting each other on the back for participation trophies. Nobody has done, like there's nobody that anybody can point to that's anywhere equivalent to anybody white economically. Does not. If you take our top black guy and you try and put him up against the top white guy, the top Latino guy in Illinois, we ain't winning. We ain't even in the same stratosphere. And so if you patting yourself on the back and we ain't got nobody in the top tier, you're misguided. Now you can be part of the solution, but you can't never be better than the solution. Some of us want to be better than the people that we represent. You can't be better. There is such a direct comparison between preachers and politicians in our community, and it is because there has been a lack of wealth and a lack of resources. And so when you remember when we was talking about you being the person at the gate to hand out the crumbs, that spot is already full. I want to be in the gate and I want to be handing out loaves. Don't be in the gate happy to take crumbs off the top and then be like, why these niggas ain't eating? Why y'all starving? Why y'all mad? It's weird to me. Remember the people you come
They made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Shorty hollering where the ball is at. Drug deal about Jordan's crack, head by crack. And the white man get paid off of all of that. But I ain't gonna even act holier than thou.
Well, look what y'all, the preachers.
That was
Kanye.
that's Kanye.
Don't be preaching Kanye.
Preacher West.
It's true though.
It is. It is. And my thing is, we can have our own wealth. Y'all, if you make the law.
What you about to say about to sound so simple. Can you say it as simply as you about to say it?
Nope, I'm not.
Because it's true. If you write the law, people, wealth is legislated. It's that simple.
They talk you out of writing your damn self out of the. Just think about this. In cannabis, we literally wrote ourselves out of the game and cheered about it.
Equity.
I said we was ending on something.
I know.
Good.
Yeah, I know.
Ruthie going to see her deity.
You going to the Inglewood Fest?
Yeah, I am. I'm at some point. I ain't gonna be that hard, but we gonna go. Call me though before you go, cause then I'm trying to before I get to the Inglewood. I think I might Uber.
What? Ain't gonna be no parking in Inglewood.
In the parking lot. Oh, but I'm assume that we as the morning show. Shout out to Stephanie Coleman.
Older
person, Stephanie Coleman.
Older person.
Who showed us the love and came to the show.
Straight up. Yeah.
Right? And was like, yo, put us on the list. Shout out to, I ran in the outlet last night too.
Shout out to the millennial politicians.
Hey, man. Yeah. I don't even know if I just feel like I don't know if my generation.
Y'all got too much to lose. Us, we ain't got nothing.
Yeah, bone. No, I just think about when it was okay to be black. When being black was a benefit. And I know that we can look around and say, but I gotta say in the 70s and 80s, like I felt like black people were on the way up. Now maybe I was just young and I know Reaganomics and all of that, but like we had people that was like whether it was quotas, whatever the hell y'all want to call it. I don't know, man. I don't know what black people have to brag about right this second. If everything that you do made somebody else white rich, and you can't point to the black millionaire beneficiaries, you got work to do before you start studying for me. And it ain't your money. It's not. Don't tell me giving tax dollars is not you can't put I on mine. Right? And that's part of the thing where we forget that we playing with other people's money. How you spending my money telling me I should be grateful? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Y'all be making me have moments in this world that I don't want to have. What?
It's Friday. You're supposed to be happy.
I am happy. I look happy. Fucking happy. I'm just saying, like, it's amazing to me how we're oblivious.
We're not oblivious, but to acknowledge it is to live in a constant state of absurdity. And you will literally go crazy. So you have to trick your brain into stepping over the bodies. Because if you don't, then the stench will drive you crazy.
So I give you so if you do an event at a white event, they'll give you an open bar, right? At a white venue.
Mm-hmm.
Black venue, they'll give you drink tickets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? because the black business is often struggling to get off the floor. And so they're hosting the politician with the hopes that the politician will bring lobbyists with big expense accounts and spend money and grow the business. That's your mentality as a black elected official when you do an event at a black venue. The white boys be like, it's open bar. And so the black person takes the open bar venue because the white people have the money to give you open bar, and they have all their lobbyists that will pay for it. We take drink tickets and then if you don't do the drink tickets and you try to give the people the joint, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you hurt yourself trying to help politicians trying to climb the ladder because you're trying to do what the white boys are doing, but it costs you. The white boys got somebody else paying for it. The black folks, so when I pay for a venue and I pay for an event, it's coming directly out of my expenses that I get paid from my client. When it's the white boys go and say, look, we need money to throw this event and throw this venue together, and I need you to give me another $5,000 so we can give them an open bar.
I got you. Kind of like your radio show.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I want to be effective, so I'm going to come on the Maze Jackson show to talk to black people, but I'm going to go spend money everywhere else. So when you do that, do you make all those lobbyists go back to that restaurant and support that business? No, you know why? Because they're going to have the venues, they're going to have the events at the venues that they got the hookup at. So they can recycle their money. But you busy telling me,
don't feed him.
What's wrong with me? Why you can't do this? You don't do nothing like these people. Cuz, famo. When you ask me 3 million questions and they can just come in and be like, oh, that's my buddy. And then they'll feel comfortable talking about you to me. Like, did you see him? Or is it? Nah, cuz you can't come over here with that. Yeah, I know it's little issues. I know it's things, but you think you get to come talk to me? Well, you know why they feel like they can come talk to me about you? Because obviously somewhere they've been able to go talk to black people elsewhere who've been like, you're right. So when they come to me and they want to dish you, they get this. Stone face. Mm-hmm. Dog, you serious? They come say something to me. Yeah, he is kind of crazy. It's the Mace Jackson show. Oh, it's Tell Me Something Good Friday. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to have a good weekend. I'm coming to see all, and I'm releasing myself from my concern about being in socially awkward situations. I'm going to meet you where you at. Got it? All right, y'all. For Mace, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Mace Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the blacks? What's in it for the people of color? I'm changing it. And if you don't like it, you know you're going to tell them anyway. So you might as well say, May said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them